And I am haunted by my youth. But my job today is that we can all be proud to say to be young each where it's at, each where it's at, each where it's at. Sometimes you just gotta go. You will never know what you could ever be if you never try. You will never see. Stayed in Africa, we ain't never leave. So there was no slaves, but I history. Were no slave ships, or no misery. Call me crazy, or isn't he? See, I fell asleep and I had a dream. It was all black, everything. And we ain't get exploited. White man ain't give it, so he did not destroy it. We ain't work for free, see they had to employ it. Built it up together, so we equally appointed. First 400 years, see we actually enjoyed it. Constitution written by W.E.B. Du Bois. When no Reconstruction, Civil War got avoided. Little black Sambo grows up to be a lawyer. Extra, extra on the newsstands. Black woman voted head of Ku Klux Klan. Malcolm Little dies as an old man. Martin Luther King read the eulogy for him. Followed by Bill O'Reilly who read from the Quran. President Bush sends condolences from Iran. Where Fox News reports live that Ahmadinejad wins the Mandela Peace Prize. If you never try, you will never see. Stayed in Africa, we ain't never leave. So there was no slaves in our history. Were no slave ships, or no misery. Call me crazy, or isn't he? See, I fell asleep and I had a dream. It was all black, everything. And it ain't no projects. Keeping it real's not an understood concept. Yeah. Complexion's not a contest, cause racism has no context. Hip-hop ain't got a section called conscious. Everybody rapping like crack never happened. Crips never occurred, no bloods to attack them. Matter of fact, no hood to attack in. Somalia's a great place to relax in. Fred Astaire was the first to do a backspin. The Rat Pack was a cool group of black men that inspired 5 white guys called the Jacksons. Eminem fitted in, but then again, he inspired a black rapper trying to mimic him. And that's who really rose up out of Michigan. The son of white rapper by the name of 50 Cent. You will never know what you will ever be. If you never try, you will never see. Stayed in Africa, we ain't never leave. So there was no slaves in our history. Were no slave ships, were no misery. Call me crazy, or isn't he? See, I fell asleep and I had a dream. It was Hi. Happy Saturday to everybody. I hope y'all ready for this vibe tonight. Can you hear me? I am talking, so I don't know if y'all can hear me. I hope y'all can hear me. Hold on, let me get it together. Hey, T. Hey, Mo. Hey, Lionel. Hey, Mills. Thank you, Mills, for coming as always. I hope everybody has had a wonderful week. I think I just said it was Saturday, but I hope I didn't. I think I said Friday. I hope everybody had a wonderful week. It's coming to an end now. So, when you come to the Reason with Roz, girl, make sure that you have you something to, sip on. And if you smoke, herbs, vapes, hookahs, whatever you do, whatever your vice is, just be responsible. Don't come up to the panel being belligerent. Don't be up here with sleepy eyes. Be coherent. Know what you're talking about. It might be one of them kind of nights tonight. The title is White Tricknology and the Coonage in the Air. Hey, Ignite TV. Thank you so much here for the tea. I'm trying to get like you. You and Mo so beautiful. I'm trying to get like y'all. So thank you very much. Now, you guys, I think I've been gone for a week or two, but welcome me back as always. Y'all know I got this little bipolar thing that goes on, so sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down, but I'm always trying to stay balanced, and I'm always trying to get with it. Overwhelmed with work. I saw Here for the Tea do a live about how she wanted to X them out, not go back the next day. I was sitting at my job, and every lunch period I go a walk across the street and I walk the track, and I call my husband like, yo, I'm about to walk off this bitch right now. And he was like, hold on, I gotta call you right back. But he started texting real quick, like, you better get your mind together, because can't be walking off nothing right now. Not the way I'm feeling today, but it worked itself out. So thank you, God be the glory. Thank you, Jah. My daughter is better after the discipline that I, talked to y'all about last time that I was here. She's been on one accord, and I have too. She had some cheerleading tryouts, so we're waiting for the results. They come out next week, so we're going to be rather excited about that. Cheering is something different for me. I was like an athlete. Not to say that cheerleading is an athletic sport or real athlete, so to speak. But I played basketball, volleyball. I did all that in high school and in college and all throughout my years of growing. So, cheerleading out here is very expensive. Dancing, flipping, makeup, hair. My job don't offer no overtime. So, I'm on YouTube now. And um, there's a Cash App that floats every now and then. But exactly, Here for the Tea, is it a sport? Oh, you said it is a sport. Yeah, it is a sport. But I was just one of them girls who didn't hang out with the cheerleaders. I was like, an athlete, like an athlete. The ones who sweat like doing the games and stuff, and the hair be all messed up. That kind of athlete. Not to say anything about cheerleaders. Great gymnasts, great dancers, all of that. And I hope and pray that my daughter walks in the footsteps of a wonderful cheerleader. And if any of y'all are out there who know anything about it, right now we're trying to do toe touches, and I'm about 174 and a half, almost to 76 pounds. So I tried to jump up there and show her. 2 times was all I could do. She kept on asking for more. I can't. But I was trying to be a parent. At the park, like jumping my big ass up in the air, 42 years old, trying to do some toe touches. I think I touched my knees, and then I got a little bit further down, like right there by the ankle part, like at the end of the leg where the ankle, I ain't gonna even say it was as far as the ankle ball, but it definitely was at the end of the leg. I did not get to the toes. Toe touches were my jam. Here for the Tea says, Ignat TV says, my nieces cheer. I pay $600 for their outfits every year. Oh my God, are you serious? Y'all not making this. Y'all not making me want to do this, but I'm trying to support my child in everything that she does. So once again, thank you you guys for joining in the Reasoning with Roz. It is Friday night, and I'm glad that I am here with you guys. I do want to ask you guys to follow some of the shows that I follow and some of the people who support me. So Chaotic Truth Live, Chaotic Reacts, Here for the Tea, Mo Love, Midlife Bro Logic, What's Up Ivan, or Black Moses. There is also, what is it? This Might Be Risky. There's a Sip Nation culture going on with Daryl Long. Since I'm getting my page out there and trying to get these followers over here, I am over here supporting people who are supporting me. And I want you guys to listen to the things that is going on in these streets out here. But that is another one that I support, that I am supporting, and who supports me. We also have the Blackish Cracker. That's Rock, y'all. Sometimes he comes over here tripped out. And tonight he might be over here considering the topic.
But he comes over here a little tripped out, but he does have a channel called The Blackish Cracker. So make sure you guys subscribe to that. Hi, Ravi. Nice to see you in the chat. So, you guys, tonight's show is White Tricknology and the Coonage in the Air. What do you guys think I'm talking about? What do you guys think I'm talking about? White Tricknology. Whitewashing the stories, the movies, the history, telling me about my ancestors and we don't share the same skin or kin. This side, not this side, but this side. Um, Coonage, being for white supremacy. Hmm. Being quid pro, accepting the things that happen because you think that you'll get a benefit from whatever it is that the white society or white America grants you. Those are the things that I'm going to be talking about tonight. I see a lot of shows and panels and movies where, they have white people trying to teach black people history or trying to rewrite black people's history. And it's not even the white people that I have a problem with. So let me give y'all the rules before I get into it. This is it ain't no kids up in here, but I do have a kid. So if she ever caught me one day on YouTube out in the streets, I don't want to be up here wilding out and things like that. So please don't cuss me. I don't cuss you. Please try to respect each other. This is a black show tonight. So if you could refrain from epithets like still, igga, hunky, all those kind of words, but you can't say ninja, you can't say white person, you can't say black person, but we don't want to go out. And I really don't want you to say ninja, but that's about as close as we can get to that word for me. Okay. But this is tonight that kind of show. So I do understand if that word is said. Can we please not attack people? And this is not a show to be better than one another. It is to have this discourse and reasoning. We don't ever have to come to a agreement, but as long as we can understand where each other is coming from, then I think that's a blessing and a win in itself. So let's stay true to that. Raccoons and coons. I wasn't sure if I could put that term up there in the thing and not get dinged and stuff like that. But a raccoon is an animal, but a coon derived from the word raccoon. And it originated, you guys, from a minstrel character back in the days who wasn't even black. It was a white man, the very first white man in the 1830s to get on stage and to be in blackface and to act as a black man. White man acting as a black man. Not that there weren't any black men on earth and walking the land. But this white man in 1830s was on the stage and he acted as a black man. His name was Zip Coon. Zip Coon. Um, and he was the first actor to portray us in or portray the black man in blackface. This character went on throughout time. During that time, it was in plays, it was in movies, it was in cinemas, and he acted out, or they acted out, those actors who acted like the worst of the worst when it came to black culture. Watermelon eating, chicken cracking, shucking and driving, all those things, being a lazy man, not working, speaking incorrectly and not being able to speak what they call the white man's language or the English language. That's what this guy, um, Zeb Coon, instilled. Like, very famous for the Stephen and Fetch It. I don't know if you guys know about that, but that was out in the 1930s. It's black and white. You can find it and you'll see what I'm talking about. But I question white man in blackface portraying a black person and acting niggerish, quote unquote. That was what Zip Coon was, Zip Coon, and how he portrayed being a coon. What you think about that? What you think about that? So not only do they want to tell you your history, but they also want to walk in your shoes and tell you the experience that they're going to create for you. And whether that is an experience that's believable, the fact that they're in their skin, it should be believable. That's a problem. And I question, do we, people like me in this skin, have a responsibility to call out those people who try to tell us our history or erase our history, and those that look like me, who cause so much detriment to our society by not uplifting the Black person, but staying on their team and promoting their message? Those are some questions that I have. Let me go to the chat really fast because I did not do that. Salute to you, Mo Love. Thank you so much for joining. Here for the tea. Hi, my love. Thank you for joining. I'm glad that you're here. I don't even say hi, my love, but I be watching y'all so much at night that I done got caught up in the lingo. And because y'all my Texas sisters, I am in DC. So y'all give me everything that I be missing at times. You like my homegirls. Vapes suck. Yes, they do, Ignat. I think I'm on my last one. I'm trying to stop. I'm slowly but surely getting there. T says, we woo child. Mo for the T. Love the quotes in the back. Thank you. Thank you very much. Lionel Suggs. Hey, Mo Love. Good evening to you, he says. And Lionel Suggs said, hey to here for the T. Randy SoCal is in the building. Thank you, Randy, for joining. You also in perfect shape. Thank you very much. Here for the T is promoting the Cash App. If you guys do not know, my Cash App is at the bottom of the screen. Thank you so much. Here for the T, it is Rise Girl 37. So if you like what you hear and want to hear more and want to see more every week or whatever, help your girl out. Donate. Buy me some bamboo sheets. I smoke a lot. Anyway, nowadays, what does the coon mean in 2024? Or in the 2000s, the millenniums, the Gen Zs, and all that kind of stuff, as people would say. Is the coon, I hate to use this word, y'all. Oh, Lord, I hate to use this word. God, forgive me. Is this person good for us? Good for people like us? The coon today puts on a performance for the Caucasian or the others, some would say. That's what I would say. They say things to perform, act out. They say things to perform and act to integrate themselves and assimilate and conform into white society, or acceptance of what white people, or what they think white people would give them, or what they think white America will give them. That's what they do. They placate and they perform on the stage. They're quid pro people. If you thought about that, if you ever heard that term, it's like I'm a dance for you. I'm a shuck and jive for you. I'm gonna say what you want me to say and do what you want me to do, because I know that you're going to give me something, shower me with what I think is a benefit, something that I'm a covet. And sometimes our people that look like us like to floss, some of them. So, that's prevalent to rappers. Not being able to read contracts, quote unquote, sign contracts or understand them back in the day. Get all their money taken away from them, but they're given trinkets, houses, cars, clothes and shoes, fans and money, and little pocket change. So then they promote debauchery and they act and perform for the white man while their children buy our music, and our whole society gets blamed because you think that what they giving you is something. It's something real. And it ain't. I've been right here, D. How you doing? Thank you for joining. But that's what they think. Queer pro people, people saying stuff like, what is it? Um, Slavery. Oh, black people should thank God for slavery. Or black people should be thankful for slavery. And then they also say, and Jim Crow was needed. they'll say shit like that because they think about the economic benefit that America received during that time. So they play into white supremacy, and they make what was done in white supremacy every day seem as if it's right. And they promote this message all day. All day. Radios, broadcasters, books, schools trying to take the history out of it, out of the schools of people that look like me, things like that. They have excuses for white supremacy, for economic reward. A black man who says racism doesn't exist. A black woman, A black man who says they can't date black women because all of them ghetto and they baby mamas. But on the same spectrum, they go out and they date a white woman who's single with a child, who's essentially a baby mom. But because you like it like that in that package, you don't see it. That's coonage. That's what coonage is. You know? When you see it and you hear it, that's what coonage is. They're not doing this in their bedrooms. They're not doing this talking in front of their friends. They doing it out there for the world to see. Everything that's not good for us, or not that don't look good on us, they can find pleasure if it's disguised different and looks different and is pure and clear. That's coonage. If you guys didn't know, I'm just saying. Those are some examples. Coonage is a public act. You can't coon in silence. You need an audience. You need somebody to hear you talk about your own people. You need people to validate you. You need an audience. And the biggest audience, most times, are the people that don't look like you. That biggest, and when I say don't look like you, I'm speaking to those who practice the act of coonage and white tricknology. That is the audience that they're gearing to. I told y'all the man who started this was named Zip Coon, and he was an actor, a minstrel actor. So when you think about a coon, I think about a minstrel show. I think about a man who performs on the stage, um, who is doing major damage for crowds to see, um, you know, and the damage is coming to us. We supposed to protect ourselves. We supposed to protect our community. I think that's who I am. So I'm against coonage. I'm against white tricknology. I think white people, and I love y'all. I love all my white people friends. So please don't be offended because this is not an offensive show tonight. This is a show about reasoning and understanding. Well, back as I was saying, I think we supposed to protect ourselves. Me being a pro-black person, and as a pro-black person, all my life I have heard that I'm racist, but I'm not racist. I promote black economy. I promote black love. I promote black careers, black professionals, black educators, and I want to support that. So I don't necessarily think that is being racist. I think that is protecting my community, putting back into my community, and those many people who look like me, who spent all that time out in school. Why not let them patron the people who look like them? They also want to do those things. But, once a person violates that or acts against the interests of the population, which is us, people that look like me, then that person has betrayed the race. That person is a traitor. And that person has to start being somewhat controlled or tamed. We're not supposed to come out here and do damage control. We're not supposed to mimic them for how they're acting. You know, we don't want to we don't want to talk about you for being a coon, but we want to reach the other ones who aren't necessarily there yet, if it's possible. We want to reach the other ones who work with people who look like them, who went to school, graduated from school, teachers, lawyers, doctors, or just everyday working people, driving trucks, working in businesses. delivering the mail, doing hair. All them people not ratchet. All those people are not of degeneracy. But a coon would tell you that they are. They would tell you that. Let me go to the comments. Lionel Suggs says, is the term really doing any damage to us now? If the term is not doing damage to us, it's not the term, it's the act of cooning. It is the act, Lionel, of cooning. Getting on stages and promoting it. Playing for the other team. While in turn putting your own people down, supporting the debauchery in other cultures and other races, but completely talking about your own culture as if it doesn't exist, but you welcome it from other places. It's not the word, it's the act, the verbiage of it. Ignat TV says, to make whites feel comfortable with the racist biased thoughts. D says, where you been? I've been right here, D. Lionel says, ouch. I'm talking to a black female right now, but I've had some bad experiences with black women. Didn't make me want to put them all in the same category. That's right, Lionel. Here for the T says, I'm against it too. Ignat TV says, facts. Mr. Speak On It says, you can be anything in this country but pro-black. I may have to get him up out of here, y'all. I may have to get him up out of here. Here for the T, me too, Rise. I'm not a racist either, but I love my people. I do too. I love all of y'all. Thank y'all for the support. Joshua, thank you for joining. This is a place for you, Joshua. I am talking about white Tricknology, and I am talking about Coonage. Please don't be offended. You can hit the panel. You can say whatever you would like to say. This is a safe place. Joshua says, hello to the mods in chat. EAE, every pro-black militant I know moved to a safe, white, gated neighborhood once they got some money. That's what I'm talking about. But what about the ones who don't move there? What about the ones who come to the community, who still invest in kids and people that look like them? They ain't got to live in the hood, but you still can do some things. You can drop some clothes off. You can volunteer at a school like that's predominantly this or that or whatever. If you want to help those and protect those and, give your people what they need. I said that because you are considered a pro-black. They say you're a racist, but that doesn't apply for other races. I know, I was playing with you, Mr. Speak On It. Yeah, he says they just ain't got money to move yet. But anyway, thank you guys for the comments. I love them. But I was saying, once a person violates that, they become a traitor. They have betrayed the race. That's what I would say. And when I say that because there are three things that the black race in most countries, every island, every country, because people seem to think that black Americans, that black people are only in America. Only black Americans are derived, originated, and birthed in America. There are immigrants, there are visitors, there are people by way of, but only black Americans are born, derived, and originated in America. But there are black people everywhere. I gotta say that. I'm sorry I gotta say it. I'm sorry. And I'm not talking to my smart people who are very intellectual. I'm not talking to y'all people. I'm talking to the ones who don't know. That's what I'm talking to. I'm talking to the ones who don't know. I'm talking to the ones who think that, Mexican is a race. I'm talking to the ones that think that, who just don't know. So I don't want to offend anybody. So forgive me, please. But I just had to say it. I just had to say it. But there are black people everywhere in every country. So with that being said, in most countries, the three things that the group of black people share in common that I would think of is that there should always be an opposition towards white supremacy. You don't accept that shit. You don't play in that shit. You don't support it. You speak on it. Another thing that all of us, most of us, black people share in every country, because most times when you're born in this skin, it can be what they deem a sin, but it's not your sin because black is beautiful. So shine. But anyways, is the desire to be equal across the land. And more so in America, because I'm here in America, the desire to be equal and treated as your fellow American, who might be Mexican American, who might be white American. That is what we all have in common. Because racism existed here, and it still does exist. Not as blatant, not as blunt, but it's here. And the other thing is, you cannot take black racism away. You cannot take black history away. You cannot take away the atrocities and the experiences and the lives that was lost and the history that happened and the progression and the victories that were won in black history in this country and every other country and any other country. That is what black people all over the world most times share in common. But a coon will tell you, and a coon ain't got to be an American. They got some Caribbean coons, some African coons. They do, they do, they do. They get up there too, and they be on the stand too. But a coon will tell you that that ain't true. That black people not a monolith. That's because they're still trying to assimilate. They're still trying to conform. But the truth is that you are who you are. You're born into a skin that is not their skin. So you are a friend. You are somebody that they can work with. Buddy, buddy, hey, hey. But you are not their kin. And that's just it. So Coonage, we need to put a stop to it. We need to recognize those people, shun those people, and not let those people have those platforms to continue to perpetuate blackness in such a way where they now become an enemy. They're the biggest betrayers of us, and they do the white man's work. That's it. They covet trinkets, acceptance, cars, jobs, all of that. Nice shoes, all of that. You look like you look polished today. Polish ain't just a white thing, a Caucasian thing. Black people got to be polished and professional when they go to work. Being civil and having some discourse and coof about yourself isn't just a white thing. Black people have to do that too because we live in this world and on this land. So, in my mind, in America, we're always seeking equality. Yeah, you got a job. Yeah, you up there. Yeah, you're not struggling. But that doesn't mean that the work that was done before is diminished. Because if it wasn't some people who lost their lives, if it wasn't some people who died and suffered, if it wasn't some people who babies was taken away and thrown to alligators, if it wasn't some houses that was burnt down, some churches that was burnt down, if it wasn't some women being raped, if it wasn't little black kids being burnt in front of schools trying to go to school to get an education, little black girls, if it wasn't for them, if it wasn't for black bodies falling, this wouldn't be here. Thank you, God. Thank you, Mom. But thank you, my ancestors that came before me, because I went to college. I got some degrees, I got some masters. And at one time, I wouldn't have been able to go there. And I didn't go there off of affirmative action. But a coon will tell you that affirmative action is for the Black person. But that's what happened when you don't do research. That's what happened when you fall into white Tricknology and you don't even think about who affirmative action benefits or why affirmative action was started. And it was for the creation of a white woman. They wanted to work. They've always wanted to work. But they'll tell you that's a Black trait. They'll tell you that Black women out here running around trying to be boss ladies and all that. We didn't start that. We didn't start that. I ain't even had a drink, y'all. Y'all got me out here tripping tonight. How y'all doing? I ain't even smoked. Haven't even smoked. Mo Love, speak on that. Speak on it. That's real. Very true, Roz. Thank you, Josh. Ignite TV, Black Anywhere. I see the fire emojis in the chat. No lies told. Unfortunately, it really irks me when I see how our own talk worse about us than other races. And you're right. I totally agree. Salute to you too, and dog, and thank you for joining. Here for the T says, educate sis. They don't want the truth to come out. Girl, this is a triggering topic. I know it is here for the tea, and I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm so sorry. But I was triggered at times too. But it needs to be talked about. It's Black women out here raising their kids. It's Black women out here who are married. It's Black women out here who are taking care of families and working every day, and they're not what people say they are. And it's Black people who actually know these people every single day in their lives, and they don't promote those type of people. They will play for the other team, perform for the other team, conform and accept white supremacy and be a partner on that team, all to bring us down, bring our team down, opposed to uplifting us. But we got a lot of work. We got a lot of people out there. So I don't really think that, we could like, but then again, it's the vehicle, it's the platforms people have, radio stations. I mean, like they are famous coons. Some would say Kanye West, some would say Terry Crews, uh, some would say the guy that just got into the domestic thing and now he got the Black girl on his own, but all his life he had a white girl. Why y'all? I don't want to say the Black man. I'm just going to say because they always come back home. Woman or man dated to other. If something go wrong, they always come back home. They go out and coon on their journeys. Then they come right back. And we openly accept them. We can't keep accepting betrayers. We can't keep accepting traitors. Because you need to know that the people who are on your team, that's really important. There was a saying some time ago, you'll know who the real revolutionaries are. That's kind of how I started on YouTube. Like I've always been this person. Like I'm no different. And I implore you, whether you're Black, white, I implore you to protect your own community and protect your race and not let people spread the worst things about your race and promote it as the gospel and promote it as the truth and promote it as is what the majority is doing. We can't do that. If you're wondering, once again, what the act of cooning is or what a coon is, it is a person who, let me go back to it because y'all know I be having notes. A person who says things or performs and acts to integrate themselves in exchange for trinkets, rewards, acceptance of what they think white folks would grant them. They're quid pro person as well. I dance and move how you want me to, and as a black person, I know that you're going to shower me with the things that I'm going to covet. And when I think about the word covet, that's a real serious word. So if you know where that word comes from or what that is or what that means, then if someone would covet some things to speak and say the worst thing about those that look like them, that could be problematic. And also a person who, just performs. Just performs. That's what it is. So that is the information and the knowledge and the intro to the show. I definitely want you guys to come up here and speak on it if you have anything to say. Do you think that coons help us out in this world? Do you think that they are a detriment to the black community? Do you think there's a black community? Because some would say there isn't. Some would say that we're not a monolith. You know, they will say all those things, but this is the reason with Rise, and it's about what you say and what you think. So I will sit up here, listen, and support, and I hope you guys can support your thoughts. But is it problematic? Does Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, do they allow a platform for coonery, and white technology? How now the history, black history, has changed. It no longer We no longer had people who came from Africa. There were no longer people who were already in America. There were no longer people who were in Central America that look like us but speak a different language, but they black. You don't think they go through stuff there? You don't think that? That's because people are so limited in their minds and they can be led astray. They can let people tell them that the sky is purple when they know the sky is blue. They're looking at the blue sky, but they say, that sky purple. You so right. You so right. God damn it. It is purple. You can't let people like that lead you. You can't. And the sad part is that it's more people like that who allow people to lead them like that, who allow people to lead them astray like that, than I would like to think. It's way more than I would like to think. It's way more coons than I would like to think. Because I would think that if you are a black person and you're of standard, you ain't got to be college educated, but you have a job, you're working in society, you're paying taxes, you're voting, you're raising kids, you have a husband or a spouse, a wife, or, you have that. You're doing everything American, the American way. And you're black. Why isn't that promoted? Why is that what they would say? What's the word y'all be using? An outliner. Bullshit. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, y'all have no culture anymore. People have no culture at all anymore. At all anymore. Shucking and driving. Shucking and jiving. You can't pay me to degrade my people. You can't pay me to say Trayvon Martin deserved that. You can't pay me to say Sandra Bland deserved that. You can't pay me to say George Floyd was a cokehead or a crackhead or he stole $20, so he deserved that. What about you, the man who's living, who stole $20 10 years ago? What about you, the man who's living, who was a cokehead, crackhead, meth head, pothead, all of that, like George? What about you, who's living still here on earth? What do you deserve? I can't stand y'all. I can't. It's not cute. It's not funny. Same people sit in your face and smile all day. But I know I know how they feel about me. I know how I'm in a bunch of chats. I know how you feel about me. And you don't have to show me how you feel about me in other chats. You show me how you feel about me because you never show up here. Because the act of coonage does not exist at the Reasoning with Rise, girl. It's a violation. It's a crime. It's a problem. But y'all don't see that. Y'all don't get that. Y'all don't get that. We have somebody in the back who I want to bring up. So let's welcome Ignite TV. Hi, Ignite TV. How you doing?
Salute, salute.
Oh, I can't hear you. Can y'all hear him?
Can you hear me?
I can't hear him. Oh,
No.
I can hear you. Let me see.
Can you hear me?
Just let me see if I can hear you. I can hear you now. Go ahead. I think I can hear you.
You sure?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I just wanted to get in on this raccoon topic. You know what I'm saying? I believe these raccoons need to be tied to a horse and dragged across Arizona. It's only right, you know. And I believe they, for real, in all due respect, I believe these coons they want to blow the white man. You know, they wish that they were Clinton's secretary. You know what I mean? They want the white mayonnaise sauce in the back of their throat. That's what it's about. Like these coon niggas. First of all, most of them ain't even American. If you
Mm.
really look at it, most of these coon niggas I'm looking for more of them that's American. I can't find any. Most of these niggas are tethers. Their parents are from some shithole somewhere where it ain't toilet paper, it ain't toilets. So, so really, they mad at us because we grew up in the land of luxury. The Lord seems fit for us to be here and enjoy the land of milk and honey. Now, back to these bleach demons, right?
Mm-hmm.
These cave beasts are savages. And any of these coon niggas who want to hold their cocks and tickle their balls for them
Oh God.
should be put up to a firing squad,
Oh my God.
in my opinion. And I can say names because I'm like that. CT,
Well,
you
some of these
need,
people don't know these folks. They don't all go to those chats, but go ahead.
yeah, CT, you's a cool nigga, and the government sent a white girl at y'all today to dictate your show. And you just a coon. You and John, y'all ready to lick white lice filled hairy nut sacks. It's disgusting. Like I feel sorry for these niggas. They gonna die saying massa, hey massa, can I go now to hell? That's how these niggas gonna die, respectfully. But it's okay, you know, God gonna take care of these coon raccoon niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's why they got problems. Like just look at them. John Gold, you're 500 years old. You smoke 49,000 blunts a day. How high can this guy get? Like, you know he's a slum lord. Like this.
Now, my question is, CC is my brother, and I love him dearly. CC is married to a black woman, and so I don't call him a coon like that, but he could possibly be honorary. He understands it. But John lights up, and you guys, if you don't know John is a one of the black men who practices Coonage on YouTube streets. Whenever white women hit the panel, he lights up. You guys, he lights up. He wants to smell their hair. He wants to do all types of things. And when black women get up there, he cans them down and don't want to talk to them. But go ahead, Ignorant.
Yeah, like I was saying, John, he hasn't got laid unless it was the white lady he got living in his building. So that's how he is. He one of them landlords. He's a slumlord. You know what I'm saying? He's a scumbag. And this really tap dancing at its highest form with these coons. For real, because it's like, you niggas, first of all this tap dancing y'all do, these racist hunkies y'all tap dancing for, ain't got a lot of money. So your tap dancing, shaking your ass, and you ain't even getting tips. At least the Jared Jacksons and all these Umar Johnsons and these niggas that's
Umar.
tap dancing for their people is getting paid for their services. You goofy ass niggas, excuse my language. I just think y'all need to jump back in your mama's vagina, man. And respectfully.
Thank you so much, Ignorant TV, for your sentiments. I really appreciate that. I didn't know you were going to call out names tonight, but thank you for that. We have Lionel Suggs on the panel, and we also have DS. DS, I'm going to come to you in a hot second. Thank you for joining. Lionel was here, so let me get him up. Lionel, what do you think about white Tricknology and Coonage? Have you seen it acted out anytime soon or recently?
I mean, I have, but I mean, it doesn't really affect me.
Okay.
I've seen definitely a lot of positives coming from white people trying to educate black people in certain respect. And I know it sounds weird sometimes, but like an example, let me say, sometimes it's hard for me to create that judgment when I've had some pretty extreme examples. When I was in high school at Frederick Douglass High in Baltimore City, we just had a bunch of ignorant black people in this school. The kids didn't want to learn, nothing like that. Dominantly black. We had a white teacher who felt like we needed to learn our history. So he went almost 2 hours to an entirely different school district to get these old African black African books to bring to us to teach that curriculum to us, to try to educate us, because he felt like everything we was learning was just whitewashed. And we're learning white American history for what when we're in a dominant black class. When you see examples like that, you see that some of these dudes are trying to do the right thing and try to help us. But obviously, you do have other examples where they're more on the negative side from some of the stuff I heard you say.
Hmm.
I don't know if that makes sense, though.
No, I can understand that. I'm not speaking necessarily of the white man itself. I'm speaking of the black man who acts out the coonage,
And
who.
yeah, I see them act out too. I just try to understand where they're coming from.
Mm,
I'm not here to knock them.
okay, all
Just
right.
real thought, because I mean, you had that one example from the Boondocks. Everybody remembers.
Mm-hmm.
You do see people like that in real life.
Yeah. Or do you think that they help the race for black people, or do you think they are a detriment for the black race?
Uh, I, I believe it's a detriment if we spotlight them. If we make them out to be more than what they are, then it's a detriment.
Okay. Thank you for that. Dee, I know you're going to come with a lot, but I want to say I missed you. Thank you for joining tonight. And it's good to see you. What do you think about white technology and Coonage?
Well, I'm gonna get on the Coonage first off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, so I don't respect any black man that comes. It's crazy because look, I remember this one time, right? I was hanging out with this dude, right, and we was standing in line to get into this club, and there was this song that was playing. And these white girls walked up on us. They were just like, "Hey, can y'all teach us how to do that new dance or whatever?" And I just looked there. I was just like, "Nah," and turned back around. And then like a few seconds later, I hear them like yelling like "Ooh," doing all this, and this nigga doing a whole dance routine. That was the last time I hung out with him. That was some real coon and shit, man. And I'm gonna keep it real. I hate to say this, man. I love dark skinned people, but y'all the most coonest motherfuckers ever. Y'all
What?
stay doing that shit. Like real talk. Whenever you see some coonies, always a dark skinned nigga doing it. Real talk.
No,
I don't know what that.
don't put that on the chocolate, brother.
Yeah, y'all do a lot of that
In
bullshit.
what ways, Dee, would you say a dark skinned brother coons?
Well, I mean, anytime they get around a white woman, they just start showing all their damn teeth and shit, and they can't function. They just lose their damn mind. You know what I'm saying? I only see that from dark skinned niggas, man. They just love just bowing down to the white man and all that shit.
Yeah, that's the coon spirit coming out of them niggas.
I want
Yeah.
to take a second to thank some people for Cash Apps. I want to thank Josh, Ignat TV. Thank you very much. And I have this other name, but I can't say it. But thank you very much for the Cash App. I appreciate that. So you don't respect people shucking and jiving, D. What do you think about? Can you name some famous coons, people who practice the act of coonage?
Kevin Hart,
Oh wow, wow.
Tyler Perry,
Definitely. Oh,
um,
wow.
Oprah. Uh,
Definitely.
Pretty much all of them that have like a really big name, pretty much all of them, Eddie Murphy, all those guys, they're all coons. They all sell out their race for a couple dollars, man. They take the most degrading roles and promote that type of degenerate behavior to black people for a few $1 million. They do that shit all the time, man, and I don't really respect it. I don't really like it.
So you would say that Eddie Murphy is practicing the act of coonage?
I mean, when you're a grown ass man still getting in a dress, yes. Like Respucia, that whole little bullshit, that was deplorable. I can't believe that he did that. Well, no, I guess I could because he already did it before, and before that, and before that, and before that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some cooning shit, man. Doing something against your against your morals, and it's just really disgusting to be honest.
Yeah, I believe that's pandering to the queers of Hollywood, though, in my opinion. You know.
That too. So would you say that people who practice the act of coonage are not in support of of their community? They have quote unquote the education or the job, or they're just in a spot in life where they could help someone who looks like them, even if the struggle was the same, or even if it wasn't a struggle at all, they could help someone who looks like them.
Well, here's the thing, Rise Girl. You can only I gotta look at it like this. You can only do so much. You feel me?
Mhm.
I don't know if you ever seen Dr. Umar when he was talking about the black community. He was just like, some of these niggas just gonna have to get put down. You know what I'm saying? And for the black community to get right. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk to every nigga on the corner and tell them to straighten up. Sometimes they don't want to hear that shit, but yeah, sometimes, but there are some that do want to hear that. So I don't know. I just look at it like this. A lot of those guys, they find out the hard way that they're not in the group. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
they all get their wake up call. You know, you can only you can coon and dance all you want to, but eventually white people let you know that you're not on the level.
Mm. So when you say they're not on, so you think that black people and white people are not on the same
No,
level?
no, no. Well, I guess I should have worded that right. What I
Hmm.
meant was like that. You'll just never be them. You'll never be in that little group. You know,
Hmm.
like that's what I mean. I
Hmm.
guess I should have worded that better.
Hmm.
But it's really just disgusting just to see black people do that because they don't even respect you. You know, they look at you like you're a loser.
Hmm.
Yeah, can I ask the D a question?
Yeah,
What's
go
up?
ahead.
D, do you think the raccoonery comes from being given so much garbage and shit, respectfully, from their own people? Because I feel like these coons don't change until they run into a real man. You understand what I'm saying? And he take their old lady, or you know what I'm saying? Something to this. They go through a traumatic something with a real brother, and it's like that just turns their asshole inside out, and they become a raccoon. Do you believe this is part of it?
Are you saying that they get into it with somebody and then they just turn? What? Well, I'm not understanding. I'm kind of high. I'm being
Yeah,
honest with you, bro. That was
I'm
kind of
saying like
a
the
long
nigga
question.
go to anything happen. The nigga, his wife get banged by his cousin.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely think that. If, a black person can have a bad situation happen to them, and or they are not accepted by a certain group, like
yeah.
and it's always just like the worst type of niggas to be around. They don't get accepted by that group, or they don't get that ratchet ass girl with the fat ass that everybody wants. Now they just like, oh, well, I'm just gonna go be around white people. I'm just gonna coon to the white people. It's just like they don't accept you either, bro. Like, you just calm down.
See, I don't think they was born like that. I think the nigga went through a traumatic experience with a black person, and he just said, "Man, fuck all these niggas, man. I hate niggas. I nigga this, nigga that." So
Yeah,
it's weak shit to me.
yeah, I agree, man. Because you can't just stereotype people like that, man. It just usually happens when people like when nerds try to hang out with the live niggas and it don't work out, and then they're just like, oh well, forget all black people, I'm just gonna be over here. And it's like, no, you can hang out with black people, just not them. That those guys are degenerates, you feel me? Or it's like when a guy tries to get at a when a nerd ass nigga try to get at a girl that would never rock with him ever. Now it's like, oh fuck all black women. It's like, nah, man, that's just
But
that black woman that don't rock with you.
But okay, so understand that. Thank you for that analogy. So we know that they want to conform somewhat to this white society. So that what is the allure? Like, what is it that
The
set?
allure is this, Rise Girl. See, in the media, we all on watch TV and be on our phones and stuff. What do they promote the most? They promote like great white hopes and stuff like that, and they promote white people in a very great light. Like, I saw a report years ago that said like a certain percentage of like white men, they feel esteemed when they watch TV, and black boys feel depressed when they watch TV because we're always seen as like ratchet, degenerate, low class people, and people I see that all the time, and it gets drilled in their head, and they just think that the white people, the white side is the best place for them, because you don't see them get. You don't see a whole lot of like white trash, like trailer park type of stuff on TV as much as you do like love and hip hop type of shows for black people. You know what I'm saying? Is
Hmm.
all this making sense?
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I would
All right.
argue it's more white trash.
What did you say, Lionel?
I would argue it's more white trash. I'm in those sectors, and there's a lot of white trash TV shows.
I mean, they had Roseanne Barr on TV, and I would consider that a white trash type of family. I hate to say that. Oh God, I hate to say that. Oh, why did I do this topic tonight? Forgive me, but I would say that I think that's what they were, acting out or trying to illustrate that family.
Yeah,
But it's the
Duck
white
But
people
Dynasty.
it
that are
wasn't that bad though.
it's the white people that are calling them white trash shows though. That's the thing. Even they're calling a lot of them shows white trash.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is this: it was more love and hip hop shows than it was Jersey Shore shows.
Definitely was. But Real World, and then the thing is that the Real World came out on MTV first, I believe, and that was white debauchery. But now they're only speaking of the Love and Hip Hops, the Basketball Wives, and all of that. Hmm.
The whole MTV was white debauchery. The 16 and pregnant, I seen mostly white girls
Man,
on
did you
there.
see that 16 and pregnant?
Yeah, I seen mostly white girls. Like these honkies, they've been degenerate since before
And
time
you
happened.
cannot use that word,
Degenerates?
the H word.
Oh, huh? Okay, okay. Can I say cracker?
No, white folks,
Okay. I'm gonna say bleach demon. Is that
Caucasian, white,
cave beast? Can I say that?
no, we know.
Okay. Um,
Erica, others,
the people that smell like bologna. That's what I'm gonna say.
No, you guys. DJ MFB, the Jersey Shore types of white trash are the worst type of people.
Yeah, they're literally loud. They stink. They're degenerates. They poop on themselves. They urinate on themselves. And this is what they do on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? They got lice everywhere. This is a fact. Y'all can Google this. All I'm saying is these the Caucasus Mountains people, they filthy. That's what I just want to say, that they filthy, and they filthy.
And you say that, but you still love everyone, though, correct?
Nah, I'd be a liar if I said that.
Hey, I respect that,
I
man.
got cousins I don't even love. That nigga could die tomorrow. I wouldn't give a damn. No, I don't like Caucasians. I ain't gonna lie to you. They stink, they smelly, they think they come at you with a smile like they ain't fucking cave beasts. It's just disgusting. They say hello to me. I say don't say shit to me. If I
so,
didn't speak to you, don't speak to me.
so you all do you feel that when you speak to a Caucasian woman or man that they're always out to see the worst in you?
Automatically they come at you with these made up notions of, I don't know if your dad was around, but I have these
Hmm.
Father's Day ties you can give to him, and it's just it's benighted.
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna
is.
just use a big
uh,
word. It's benighted. These people are
Yeah, that is
benighted.
true. Because
I
look,
got a very different
I remember
experience.
this one time. I remember this one time I was working security at this mental health hospital. I'm sitting up there in front, and this white woman just came off lunch, and she had a little to-go box, and she was just like, "Hey," and she was talking for a little bit, and then she was just like, "Oh, I got some food here for you," and just set the plate on on the table and walked off. And I was just like, "Bitch, do you really think I'm finna eat this half-eaten food that you had?" Like,
Like
only
you a
white people
fucking
do shit
dog
like
or
that.
something.
Yeah, like I'm a dog or something. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, man, I don't like them, man. I spit in their food,
Oh God,
all that.
Lionel, what is your? You said you had a different experience. What is your experience?
Yeah, I don't deal with stuff like that. Like in my experience, just growing up, it's always been the black people that's been putting me down or basically telling me I'm never going to go nowhere or amount to nothing. And it's always been the white people telling me to level up and giving me the tools I need to do it. And this is up and down the East Coast and partially in the West. So it's not like this was a centralized area. I don't have those experiences, but I'm
Mm.
not discounting them either.
Okay, that's a true statement. That's a true. I mean, I can understand that statement. Thank you for that. Do you think? Okay, so when we speak of coonage, the act of coonage, we know that that's a black person who is speaking, as if he's, I would say, pompous in a different
Hey,
arena.
Mike from Boston, shut your ass up. That was a true story.
Hey Mike, thank you for joining. Um, but a man who a black man or woman who's pompous and they might think they're better than the black community and they feel that they're one of them, so they feel that they're better than the others. Is there an equivalent for the white community, for the Caucasian person? Do they have something where there's an act of coonage in their community?
Yes. When they be like, yo, what's up, guys? Hey, man. Hey, yo, what? What's up? Wait, whenever they start talking this yo and all this, they think they cool. They think they a nigga. That's what they think. And that's cooning on their
Yeah,
side.
man.
You know what I'm saying? When they try to talk cool to you, like, hey, sister girl, hey, all that goofy ass shit. That's they cooning. They trying to tap dance to get over here, get a piece of this black meat. You know what I'm saying? Or me personally, I done hit a bunch of white girls on their daddy bed. Pops out of water bed. For real, this real talk. And this was back in the day, but they pops out of water bed. And after I dunked on her, I stole all her pops, shotguns, bow and arrows, his hunting equipment, all that shit. So I done did a couple white bitches dirty in my day, respectfully.
And did you do them dirty because you were just an immature dude or because they were white?
Both.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was young. I was 15, 16. These white they pull up in the hood, but hey guy, oh my god, guys. It's fun to them to see us out there, white t-shirts on and all that. Okay, oh y'all think y'all about to come over here and colonize and okay. I used to laugh in they face. Oh yeah, okay. And I used to get their ass. I ain't gonna lie.
oh
And
God.
then when I worked at McDonald's when I was 13. White ladies coming there, I'm spitting in their food, dropping buns on the ground, re-toasting it. Yeah, yeah, dropping lettuce on it. Yeah, all that. Dropping lettuce in the mop bucket. Here you go, white bit.
All
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they white.
Yes, sir. That's because they white. When I
Man,
was
you know
young,
what I
brother,
don't get?
the white
You know what
crackers
I
that
don't
I
get?
ran into was savage. So whenever I got a chance, I'm being savage right back with they honky at. You understand me? So that's just how I was given. That's how I came up. That's how I am with them. It's black power or nothing. You understand me?
Okay.
All that. Oh, the niggers were so mean to me and all that. Nah, I
Yeah,
ain't.
take
Nah.
yeah.
I had 5 brothers, so I ain't. Nah, we ain't on to none of that.
Yo, check this out though, man. That's
D.
what I don't get, man. That's what I don't get. I don't get how these dudes out here can say they love their race and they love themselves
Come on,
and all
D.
this stuff. What?
I'm saying speak. Say that. Say that. I agree. Go
They
ahead.
love themselves and all that, but then they go lay up and have babies with a white woman, man. That shit's crazy to me. Like you gonna have kids with a motherfucker and your kids ain't even gonna look like you. And that's your blood and your DNA. That shit's crazy. But I only see that from dark skinned niggas. I'm gonna keep it real. Hey, y'all stay trying to make these little fucking yellow ass babies and tell
Listen,
y'all
we
niggas
not
hate
gonna
y'all
do
so
the
much.
light skin versus dark skin thing tonight,
Nah, we
man.
ain't gonna do that, but I just had to throw that out there, you know what I'm saying? Because that's real talk. That's why Bride's girl ain't saying that, because she know what it is. She from Houston. She see niggas do that type of shit. But
I mean, so you're saying that the dark man always wants acceptance from the white man.
most definitely, man. I
But
mean, when you look at any nigga cooning, who is usually a dark skinned nigga with a big ass nose and big ass lips, you know what I'm saying?
that sound like
Just
me.
yeah, just out here just shucking and jiving for the white girls and the white men.
But
You know what I
listen, is
mean?
they real black, like midnight black, or
Yeah, like midnight black, you know what I'm saying? Or
yeah,
even not
yeah.
even black, just brown skin. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all niggas just be doing the most for these white girls, man, and it's crazy. Like
Okay.
niggas don't even. Niggas kill me because they do all this bullshit with the black woman. When they get the white girl, they just straighten up and shit. They start fixing their posture. You know what I'm saying? Tucking their shirt in and brushing their teeth and all this shit. Like, man, showing
Brushing
all
their
their teeth,
teeth.
man.
Oh,
Like
Damn, they just
niggas,
start brushing their teeth.
hold up, you
like
guys.
niggas,
Hold on.
niggas kill me with that shit, man.
Hold up. Hi, here for the tea. How are you?
Hey, Rod. How is everybody doing?
We
How
are
you
well
doing?
tonight. I'm good. Thank you for joining.
Yes,
What are
you know I had
you
to come up with this topic.
What are
I,
you sipping on tonight?
huh?
What are you sipping on tonight?
My usual girl, vodka tonic, the usual. Happy
Well,
Friday.
okay. Well, I want to thank you for joining, and I want to say you look very beautiful and happy
So
Friday to
do
you.
you. Thank you. Happy Friday.
So,
Hey, guys.
Salute, salute.
what do you think about white technology and the act of Coonage?
Oh, white technology is just a form of manipulation. Just manipulation, trying to control the narrative
Mm.
when it comes to Black people. Some of
Is it breaking up?
It broke up for me.
Okay, it broke up for me too. I think you got to go out and come back in if you don't mind.
All right, can you
Okay,
highlight
so T
Mo
is having
Love's
some
comment?
technical difficulties, and D, you need to be patient. We're gonna talk until we get her back up here. Go ahead, D. What you got to say?
No, I was gonna say, can you highlight Mo Love's comment, please?
Which one?
Nah, the one where she said my coon. My coon because I dated outside of my race. My kids are black though. By definition, yes, you are. I mean, I rock with you, Mo Love, but yeah, I mean, you was just for that moment. You not for real, but you was for that moment.
So, do you think if you sleep outside your race, you are a coon, or if you marry outside your race, you would be a coon?
Um,
Both.
I say, yes, yeah, yeah,
It's both because you gotta
yeah. I mean,
comb.
let's just keep it.
You can't really be yourself to even sleep with these filthy animals. You
Oh
understand?
God.
Respectfully, respectfully.
Oh God. Oh God.
You got a coon to be around these. They ditzy. They women are the filthiest animals in the world.
Oh
I
God.
disagree.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
like white women, I'm gonna keep it real. White women, the average white woman has at least 10 plus bodies for real. And she went to a university, like a popping university, like LSU or something. Add like 20 plus to that. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like
she
they be
probably
getting
took
ran
them all
through.
at the same time.
Oh
Most
God.
definitely.
wow.
Okay, you guys. We have T back on the panel. T, what would you like to say about it? You can go ahead.
About white technology, I was just basically saying that it's just manipulation. White people trying to control the narrative of Blacks,
Mm-hmm.
and they really have no clue because they've never been Black, so they really don't know. Even if you grow up in a Black neighborhood and you so-called have Black friends, that does you still do not understand what it is to be Black. So that gets on my nerves when they say,
Mm,
"Oh well, I have a mixed baby," or my baby mama is Black, or my baby daddy is
mm.
Black. Like, no, it's not the same. I'm sorry. Um, and then
The main
coonery.
topic tonight is the act of coonerage.
Ooh,
And have you seen it displayed, things of that nature? And what are your thoughts on that?
have I? Oh, yes, I have. Lord have mercy. Um, on these YouTube streets, you see it all the time. Um, Sometimes it's heart wrenching. Like it's like, wow, really? You feel like your own people are turning against you or the community in a sense. You know what I mean?
it's really sad, to be honest with you. It's sad. It's heart wrenching because like how could you? Why? What is the purpose? What do you get from it? Like what do you get from it? What do they get from it? Like a pat on the head, a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like is it worth that? I'm just trying to figure out. It's the acceptance, the need to be accepted by
Yeah.
our counterpart.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Yeah,
insane.
can I say something?
Go ahead, D.
I want to say this. See, integration was the worst thing to happen to our people, you know what I'm saying? Because it made us think that we need the white man in order to make it in life and do things and stuff. And ever since then, like, niggas have just always just wanted to get accepted by the white man and will do anything for the white man and all that.
Ooh, wait.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just the truth. You know what I mean? Like, we had our own community, we had our own shit going, and then they started burning our shit down, and we just gave up and gave in. Why
Mm.
didn't we fight back? We fight back against each other all the time, but we don't ever fight back against the enemy. And that's the problem with them niggas in the 50s and 60s. They some real hoe ass niggas, bro. Motherfuckers always talk about, oh yeah, they went through this and that. Yeah, because they was some hoe ass niggas. They didn't fight back, getting hosed down and shit and doing all that. Now let a nigga run around and do something like that too, and they're ready to go to war.
That's crazy. It just makes me think about my dad. I've told this story a few times. My dad was supposed to graduate high school in 1968. That's when integration happened in Louisiana, where he's from. And his senior year actually is when the integration started. That year, his senior year of high school. And his third day, he quit. He dropped out because he just could not deal with how the white people were treating him and everything like that. So it just he dropped out, but he was still able to find a great job, pick up a trade, and do what he needed to do for his family. So I
That.
mean, I give kudos to my dad for that, for standing up for what he believed in.
Mm-hmm.
Integration did not really help us. It really didn't.
You don't see any. You guys don't see any benefits of integration
Yeah,
for today's society at all.
there
No,
are some, but I still feel
Yeah.
like if we would have stayed separated, it may have it could have been better. But then again, they have more power and more people, so of course they can gather up and burn shit down if they want to. So like they did. I'm just saying.
Lionel, did you want to answer that?
No, I said, yeah, I definitely see the
Yeah.
benefits of it.
Hmm. Yeah, I definitely see the benefits now too, but I definitely think that. Do you think that there is a something that is always trying to hold the black race down in all places, or in America, since you guys are from America and we're here?
Oh, I think black people themselves are trying to hold themselves down.
Mm, okay.
Black people are their own worst enemies.
Oh wow. Okay, Lionel and D and T and Ignat, what do you guys think?
I believe this brother thinks their ice is cooler and their grass is greener, and he believes the mayonnaise that they put on their sandwiches is tastier.
No, I
So,
do not actually. I
so
don't.
hold on. It's all about mindset. When you speak to these people, they have a mindset that because they believe in this white Jesus coming to save them. So anything is
Jesus
white,
is
it's
not white,
right.
by the way. I'm sorry. Jesus is not white. Go ahead.
Oh God, you guys is wild today.
Listen, anything the white man brought to us, and it ain't right. The white man is from Satan, and he the road to hell is gonna look pretty, right? So you're gonna get greener grass. You might think your ice is colder, but it's probably some motherfucking freeze in that motherfucker. Some antifreeze in there.
So
Like
you're saying that Lionel thinks that white America ice is colder?
I mean, he's proven what D said. The darker the skin, the more this niggas want to fit in.
Yeah, you real talk, man. The darker the skin,
Wow.
any nigga that look like Dave Chappelle or Wesley Snipes, you know, they always cooning and
Lionel look like a bald
Damn.
headed Wesley.
That's crazy.
yeah, like
Let
they
me
always cooning. I
let me
always
say
see it all the
something.
time.
Let me say something really fast. I did see Lisa Jean in the chat, and she did say, "Wow, Lisa Jean, the show is about white technology and the act of coonerage. By no means do I um feel any sentiments that any of the panelists are saying. Whatever I feel, I will say, and I'm not in agreement with some of the things that were said tonight. So this is not an attack. This is an open panel. Joshua's here. We're all
Like,
here.
what don't you agree with?
Say whatever you want to say. Hey, come on now, D. I am the host, and I'll say my thoughts towards the end. We have Speak Easy. We have Speak on the panel. Thank you, Speak, for joining tonight. Happy Friday to you. If you are sipping, what are you sipping on? And quick note, Larry Beach, thank you for joining. Go ahead, Speak. You there? You're muted, I think.
Wait, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. What do you think about the act of coonerage
Ah, damn.
and white technology? We can hear you, sir. Hello?
Maybe he couldn't hear us.
He up out of there. He couldn't hear us then. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so D asked me what I don't agree with. Well, there are some, I think that people are people. There are some things that that you have that were said about like physical appearance and things of that nature. I don't think there are some things that I don't agree with, but there are definitely, I have my thoughts, and I would say them in a different way. I wouldn't say them how they were said. From
Okay.
All right, so basically, you just said a bunch of nothing. To
I'm
be
sorry, that
honest,
was funny.
that was a
you really
bullshit.
just said a bunch of nothing.
That was a
Look,
good
I'm gonna
one.
say this. I'm gonna say this, man. You know, the I'm gonna say this, yo. Check this out. Check this out. I'm gonna say this, man. We gotta start loving ourselves, man. Black women gotta stop getting this blonde hair in their head trying to look like white women. And niggas gotta stop making babies with all these white women because in a little bit it's just gonna be a bunch of yellow motherfuckers walking around this earth. And ain't gonna be no more black people no more, man. So, they always talking about, oh, the white race is expiring. No, the black race is expiring because we keep having babies with everybody else except our own.
Mm-hmm. So, D, have you ever dated a white woman?
This ain't about me, all right?
That means
Wait a
yes.
minute. Hold on. Hold
He
on.
said this ain't about me.
Talking about?
If I remember correctly, isn't he light skinned too?
He look caramel, like a little brown, little brown.
Okay. Okay. All right.
He gets back on the panel. Thank you, Speak, for joining. We're talking about white technology and coonerage. White technology is a term that I adopted from the Chaotic Truth Live show. He started that some years ago. But what do you think about the act of coonerage and white technology?
Oh, well, how bad do you want me to get into it?
Hey, it's Friday night. Go ahead, sir.
And what am I drinking on right now? I'm a
Yes.
Cretan. I'm a Cretan, so I am drinking a 32-ounce Miller High Life with champagne and beers.
Okay.
But
Go ahead.
anyway, Cooning is what you see daily on CT's channel. Daily. Now, it's one thing to critique your race, but when you up there tap dancing for the white man, as King Shenard would say, when you just being despicable about it, like John is the same type of Negro that he complains about, sitting up there smoking weed and drinking all day. He's like these niggas I see in Como that sit on the corner at the damn liquor store getting drunk and high all day. He ain't no better than them.
Facts.
And then you got people in the what's his name? Jordan Turner. I think that guy's black. He hates himself. Let's see. I can name out some people that I see in the chat always dissing their own people. Now, do I think if you sleep with a black man sleeps with a different race of woman, is he a coon? Hell no. But you can't be getting up here talking about you pro-black. Indeed, the only time a black man is gonna gonna wash himself out when he sleeps with another woman is if his kids end up sleeping with another different color. 'Cause that's how you
Yeah,
lighten up the race. Now,
that like Patrick Mahomes.
yeah, Patrick
See,
Mahomes' kids damn near white
Yes.
because he's already half
Repeat
white.
that again. Repeat that again, please.
Which one? Which statement?
The whole part about the making the kid in the color. I'm sorry.
No, I say the only time when you basically wiping out your blackness is when you be with another woman of a different color, and then your kids end up having kids with another color because that black DNA is powerful. I think the only thing more powerful than it is them Asian genes.
Okay. Got
So after about 2 generations, if y'all keep dating outside your race, then you start wiping away the black DNA.
it.
man, what is it with niggas and fat white women, man? Like you see that a lot now. You know, like a lot of these
Okay.
dudes be with fat white women.
You guys, I want to invite someone on the panel. Um, so please be respectful. Bumpkin is coming to the panel. Hi, Bumpkin.
How's it going?
Bumpkin in the building. Hey,
Thank you
Bumpkin.
for joining.
I'm
Bumpkin,
diversifying Black YouTube today.
happy Friday to you and thank you for joining.
Yeah, how's it going?
I'm well. We are talking about white tricknology in the act of Coonage tonight.
Okay.
And I wanted to know, what are your thoughts on that? And what do you think of it?
Can I get a definition of what white technology is, please?
Okay, white tricknology is
You on here right now. That's white
I
technology.
kind of describe. I feel like I
T,
gave it. Go ahead.
T, would you like to get? I thought you
No,
what you said.
no. This is your show. Let me shut up.
Here for the T and I, and then we're saying that white technology is whitewashing. It is a white man trying to tell the history of the black man. It is tarnishing the stories, changing history, all of those things. What else did you say, T?
Well, for me, I feel like it's white men being manipulative, or white people in general being manipulative and trying to create a narrative from their perspective about the black people, the black race, when they've
Bingo.
never actually lived in the black human body. That's what I
Yeah.
Yeah.
think.
Trying to
Okay.
control the narrative. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for starters, we're talking about historical
Do you
historical
need
shit.
did you need the definition of the act of coonage?
I think I got that one down.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
think I got that one down. All right. Well, if we're talking about whitewashing characters should pretty much stay whatever race they were. I hate to see it on both ends. You know what I mean? When a character's whitewashed, it makes zero sense to me. When a character's blackwashed or Asian washed or whatever, it makes zero sense to me. It's like you're taking away from that character's historical relevance. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like making the Little Mermaid black. It's like literally zero reason for that. It's a Norwegian folk tale. There's no reason for that.
Mm,
But
okay.
it happens the opposite way as well, and that's wrong as well.
Hey, did you have any issue with the white man playing as Indians in early cinema?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to know because I know a lot of comic book fans are, displeasing with Superman being black or other characters, taking on the black persona. And I find it very interesting. That's why I say white people are some of the most hypocritical people in the world because the same shit that y'all say we cry about, y'all cry about the same things.
So,
Yeah, no.
Bumpkin, let me I'm not sure if you were here when I gave the rules of the show. I tried to refrain from racial epithets. So there's, no H words, C words, N words. But, any other thing is a go, and you can be as open as you would like to be on the panel. Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't call him anything, did I?
No, you
No,
didn't.
no,
I
you're
just
good.
want
You're
to
good.
let
You're
him
good.
know that in any response, if he has to respond.
No, but here's some of the hypocrisy I'm talking about. Like, let's say for instance, when the Titans came out on HBO Max, when that show came out, white people about died because a character on there named Starfire was going to be played by a black chick. Now, if they go to the comic books, this chick is an alien and she's orange. Who gives a shit? This is the type of hypocrisy I'm talking about. Like the Little Mermaid, they just fucked that movie up as a whole. I mean, it didn't even have to be the fact that it was played by a black chick. It was just all the live shit that Disney's done is horrible.
Can I say something about that?
Can I speak on that too?
1 second, you guys. Bumpkin,
Okay,
just
sorry.
Bumpkin, what do you think about when we describe right technology? T also reference uh, Caucasian or white Americans changing the narrative of Black history or the Black experience. What do you think about that?
So here's my actual opinion on that. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
It should be told by black people,
Mm.
but it shouldn't be told by retarded black people. I'm gonna be real with you, right? Because I've seen some stuff to where original Native Americans.
Who gets to pick who's the one telling the story? The
Well,
white man.
it has to be y'all. It has
The
to be
white
y'all,
man
but
got to pick the black ones that can tell it though. Is that what you
I
saying?
just said it has to be y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I
But you
can hear you.
I'm
Okay.
listening. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just said it has to be y'all, but y'all got to get that ignorant shit under control, okay? Because listen, man, I've heard original Europeans, original British, original Native Americans. I've heard that melanin is connected to space. I've
yeah,
heard that.
Asiatic man, the original man. Yeah, you heard it.
We doing this? We doing this today?
No, but
All this
it's
stuff
true.
you heard, you telling us that you got a problem with it, basically.
Yo,
Well, yeah, because when that happens, you're taking away from those people's history. You see what I'm saying?
You already
Um,
stole a history.
yeah, like most black people in America don't even know where they originated from.
Where do they originate from?
I'm saying a lot of them don't know. That's what I'm saying. So,
Okay.
what's your what point are you making? You
The
kind of just made our point in a
the
sense.
point that I'm making is like when a black man makes a claim that blacks were the original Native Americans, would you not say that is taking away from the Native Americans and
No,
sort of
because
displacing them?
well, actually, black people were all over the planet before any other race. So I can't. I wouldn't be surprised if black people were here before the so-called Native Americans.
They were in America.
Yes, absolutely. I do believe that. Absolutely.
How?
So, Bumpkin, I'm thinking that you don't believe that Black people were in America first.
We were here before them.
Prior
But
to colonization? No.
you
Yes.
were in the cave, right? Eating your relatives. Do you believe that or
We were all over.
Well, we
I'm
we
t-
not we not gonna go to the cave talk, but here's the
We
real true Bumpkin, and I don't even know if you know that. You know, only 4% of the actual transatlantic slaves reach America. So in 1865, after the Emancipation Proclamation, you have 18 million freed slaves. All of a sudden, how does that happen in that small course of time? It had to been already people here.
Thank you.
breeding.
You're not breeding
Read
that
what?
much. If
His
only
You
four
his
you
if
story.
okay?
If
If we
only
put
four
His
percent
story.
of the slaves that came across the Atlantic slave trade reached American shores, the majority of them went to the Caribbean islands and South America. That's the majority of them didn't come here, and I think that tale of the transatlantic slave trade is bullshit. Because if you look at that travel from the west coast of Africa to the Americas, that's treacherous water to
Crazy.
go across, and you brought all these people over here. It's not adding up. And where are all the slave ships at?
Yeah,
Where
where are
where
they?
all where are all the slave ships? So somebody's lying here. And my uncle just recently did a family tree deal. They can trace our family back to the 1700s in America, and then that's where it goes dark.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Something to
Four
think about,
percent.
huh?
They trace it back to the 1700s.
Yeah, to the 1700s. I mean, we do know that's a fact because look, one of the first people to die in the American Revolution was Crispus Attucks, and that was 1776. So imagine his people, how long they've been there, been in the
Orthodox
Americas.
guy, I see you in the back. Can you like raise your hand or something so that I can see who you are? Bumpkin. So, what do you think about the act of Coonage? Or whatever it is that you would
Ross
like.
keep changing it up.
Shit. So Coonage, that when a black person kind of simps for whites?
Yes, Placates for Whites is a minstrel show. Basically is on the team for white supremacy. Um, quid pro when they say racism doesn't exist, or says that certain things didn't happen to black people for the benefit of America. Those types.
So who are some people that practice Coonage in the YouTube streets?
Panel, would you guys like to say some people? D, who did you say again?
This is the
I
thing
said
with these
I said
honkies.
like Kevin Hart, LeBron James, um, who else? Eddie Murphy, Tyler Perry, um, Tracy Morgan, pretty much the whole Black Hollywood, honestly.
And you said on the YouTube streets, John
Yeah.
Galt, someone you're
On the
probably
YouTube streets, I say Chaotic
He
Truth.
already know. The white men know already.
D. You
Don't
I'm just
play
said
with
joking.
me.
I'm
No,
just
but
joking. I'm
she
just joking.
asked. He asked the question. So
yeah.
give him the he specifically asked about the YouTube streets.
Chaotic truth. You already know that.
D. You
Yeah, I was just on his Rumble panel. I already knew that
Nah,
name was when it
I'm
popped up.
joking. Okay, he not a coon.
So you
This
said
nigga's
John.
He
high.
does sometimes. Sometimes he does coon out.
He's a coon. Every
What's
day he
up,
tap
Orthodox
dance,
guy?
he shake his ass, but
Now,
he's ca-
you guys let
now you see what I'm saying, Rise Girl. Now, Chaotic Truth is dark skin. You know what I'm saying? That's a correlation to what I'm saying.
Broken is trying to answer the question, y'all. Let's have some order, please. Let's respect him, you guys.
I mean, it's weird for me to see someone from one race simp for another race.
Okay.
It's kind of a weird dynamic, but I mean, it happens. I mean,
Can I ask you a
whites
question,
do it all the
So
Bumpkin?
can I
time.
ask you something,
Can I ask
dog?
you a
Go ahead.
question, Bumpkin?
Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question? My question to you is: have you seen it as a white man? Have you seen it on these panels on YouTube? Have you seen coonery or coonage? I don't, whatever the word is.
The act
Have
of
you the act
Yeah,
of coon? Yeah. Have you seen it?
yeah.
So you
You guys know
said it's
who?
weird, right? Did you say it was weird?
It's
yeah, how's
weird.
it make you feel, bumpkin?
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
It's weird. You guys know who Black Rick is?
I don't know
yes.
who that is.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes. Black.
Coon, he's
He's
definitely
a
a coon.
coon.
I don't know who that
It's
is.
pretty. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
He's
But
on
Really?
on Chaotic Truth Live panel. He's usually the one who shows his video when he's walking or something.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. It's coming back to me. Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah. He's pretty bad.
Number one coon. Yes.
And what makes him a coon, Bumpkin? What makes him practice the act of coonage to you?
Oh, dude, he sims for whites. Heavy, heavy. Only lives in a white neighborhood. Only talks down about black people, his own race. Shit like that. And you see this in the white community too. You have whites that sim for blacks all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I know who Black Rick is. Yeah, that dude is definitely a bitch.
D,
Can
you
I?
check the
I
brother.
have
Nah,
so many
I
questions right
remember
now.
that
I'm
guy. Yeah,
sorry.
he was definitely a
Go
fucking.
ahead,
Oh
T.
my
T
god.
had the question. I thank you for those
I
sentiments.
have so many questions. So, as a white man, would you simp for another black man like that?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, because
And you
there's no
shouldn't.
benefit for him
And you
simping for a black
shouldn't.
man.
You shouldn't.
So in what
They're
ways
cultural
are they
incentive to
simping for the white man? Like, can you explain? Like, what is it something that says something that's like dating the white woman, finding her to be attractive? So is that the
Ooh.
simpish part from the white man?
From the white man?
From the black man?
Yeah, no, you see a lot of that. As much as I love him to death, Bob says stuff like that a lot.
Mm.
Yeah, you never heard him say that?
Yeah, Bobby Coonan sometime. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bob
I
said
love Bob, but yeah.
Bob says white women are heaven. He says that a lot. He says that a lot.
Ah!
He
Yeah, I
says that a
think
lot.
CT just stands for Coon Television. Because everybody that Coon,
Wait a minute.
all the Coons come over there and they have a powwow about niggas.
Not cool television. Jesus
CT is my
Christ.
brother. I started with CT when CT was not CT. So CT, I love you, and please forgive me for the
I
things
shut your ass up, man. All this
What
apologizing.
was he prior to CT?
Yeah, quit
Boombaye.
simping for CT.
Me and CT met because I told CT that he was a scammer, and I told him that he was African, and that he didn't like black people, and da 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 da. Da, and CT was one of those things that I said he was. Oh, we have Orthodox Guy on the panel. Thank you, Orthodox Guy, for joining. We are talking about white tricknology tonight, as well as the act of coonage. If you are familiar with those terms, what do you think about that? And what I'm sorry, what are your thoughts about that? And if you need definitions, we can definitely assist you on the panel.
No, I got told to join, and we was over there, and I was with Jay. He told me to join. He said this would be fun. He said I should talk to the hoteps.
Oh, thank you. Who told you to join?
Jay Rillo. I
Jay.
was surprised. I was
Shout
not
out to Jay
surprised to see Bumpkin. I was like, this motherfucker would be on an all black panel. God damn.
Thank you, Jay Rillo. Thank you for the word hotel.
I saw you in the back show. I'm like, I'm caught. Shit.
When she said Orthodox guy, I saw your face. Like, oh fuck. He's gonna kick me
I
out
saw
of the
you.
oppression council.
I saw you in the
Yeah.
back chat. I was like, I'm caught. Shit.
No,
You
I'm
know.
not easily
I,
offended at all. And I know Jay Rillo, of course. So, what are your thoughts on Coonage and white technology?
Well, as a white man and leader of the Oppression Council, I mean, I'm a big supporter of it. Huge supporter of it.
Okay. So when you say that, in what ways? You think that white people should teach black people the experience and their history, and you think that more black people should continue to not support their own race and play into white supremacy? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't believe in racial supremacy at all. Actually, in any
Oh,
race, I believe that races are different, have their own unique capabilities, their own strengths and weaknesses. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't like people who outright simp for other races because it's kind of dumb
mm,
to lay yourself on the sacrificial altar for anybody who's not your people.
okay.
And like dating outside the race, having children outside the race is just unacceptable for everyone. And it goes for men just as well as women.
Oh wow, Orthodox guy. Like,
I agree.
wow. I like your points, and I think like that. And people call me a racist. I call myself pro-black.
Me
People call me
too.
a racist, and I love what you just said, and I feel all the love that you have for mankind still.
Yeah, I don't actually hate anybody of any race. I don't mind helping people of other races, but we have to come together as mutuals. If we don't come together as mutuals with mutual respect, then it's doomed anyway, no matter what.
Mm. Anybody want to respond to Orthodox guy?
I agree with him.
Yeah.
I've talked to him before
Mm-hmm.
on another panel about this, about preserving your race.
Mm-hmm.
We've had this conversation. It's been a while ago, but I totally agree with him with that. I think you should marry your race, have children with your own race. That's just my opinion.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's like this. It's like this, right? It's like the world is about as diverse as it gets, right? But do we want to live in a world where everyone's just a beige color or brown? You know what I mean? Like we can accept that each culture and each race has its own culture.
Well, they talk about diversity, but yet they destroy it.
They destroy it
Yeah.
consecutively.
Because like there is no greater destruction to diversity than race mixing. You
Because
obliterate an infinity of fucking evolution.
if everybody becomes beige, then where's the diversity?
Exactly.
We
Yeah,
need all
can I
different
ask a question?
spectrums. We need all different shades. You know what I mean? Everybody can't be beige. That's boring.
You can't expect all these
Yes,
people to
they can.
live together and not mix. It's just not going to
They'll
happen.
be. It's not even that though. You're right. You can't expect them to not mix, but what you can expect more than more people mixing is more racial conflict, more racial tension, more hate crimes, more people beginning to hate people who are different. Because when you forcefully mix people, it creates resentment. Because here's the thing, even in white society, there's bitterly poor motherfuckers. Look at the Cockney British in the Industrial Revolution. So
Well,
whenever you have a disproportionate people who don't fit in the society or don't equate to the majority, they're going not only you're going to have poor people who are of the same race of the minority or the majority that hate everybody who is racially below them, quote unquote. You're also going to have minorities who don't succeed in the society that was built for the people that they're in, like the majority, that are also going to hate, and you're going to have those people killing each other and having various hate crimes against one another.
well, I mean, you can see that every day with people like Be Brave and people on the low scale like him. You know, no matter how prominent a black man is, they always think that they're better than him. You know, it's like that joke that Chris Rock told in one of his comedy specials where he said that he talked to a one-legged busboy and asked him if he would trade places with him if he would. And he said, nope, I think I'm going to ride this white thing out.
All right, that's just funny. I'm sorry. That is funny. I
mean,
love
it's funny. It is funny, but I'm like, just
It speaks
see.
volumes, though,
Chris
right?
Rock said, I'm a millionaire, and this is a one-legged busboy serving tables.
Yeah. See, in my opinion, this is white technology right here. What we dealing with. We seeing it in present time. We're watching the white technology. This white man
Oh
coming
God,
up
they're
here.
on me. I gotta pull out.
Okay. White Jesus coming up here telling us we need to not mix. But I guarantee you, he will take a piece of black ass if it even cross his street. So cut it out, white man. We know you want to
Joke's on
colonize.
you. Joke's on you. I
Hold
kicked the
on.
black chick out of my car today.
Listen, Jesus. We know you think you're coming back. Just give us a second, all right? This is what I'm saying. This is the white technology right here. We seeing it. They want to control the narrative. This white man telling us don't mix, but he will mix his creamy pink dick pig.
Whoa,
I'm sorry.
whoa.
Okay, Ignat. Let's go down this. Let's go down this
That was kind of
hypothetical.
I
zesty
promise
right
you,
there.
every
I'm
time
not
I
done.
sleep with a non-white woman, I use a condom. I
I'm
promise.
not done. These are the white men that when you call them racist, they say I got a black friend.
I'm sorry.
That's what they do. They say I got a black friend. I'm not racist because my
I
friend's
can
black.
assure you, I have no black friends.
I wonder why.
Jesus.
I
Ignat.
I digress.
I got a question for you. A really good question. What percent of the world, not US, world population is white?
See, this is your white technology. I'm not gonna play your
I'm
cracker
asking
games,
a fucking question. It's
and
not
I'm
that
not
hard.
gonna answer your cracker games because your white ass don't run
Want me
shit
to
over
answer it
here.
for you?
You can say whatever you want.
It's 8%.
God bless you in that 8%.
Wait, what? Hold on.
The
Yeah.
world population, it's 8%.
They're a teaspoon of milk. If you really look at it, they're highly concentrated in Europe, and that's about it.
And even that's
Well, yeah, because y'all let all the Arabs in. Don't say it's the Africans because y'all
That's
first start letting the
insane.
Arabs
To
in
think
first.
about that is crazy. What?
Now they running wild, stabbing everybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not European. Like, I have European genetics, but I don't live in Europe, so that's
I'm just saying. I see it every day on Twitter.
That's their cross.
Your
That's their
people are
cross
not from Europe?
to carry. My people are from Europe, but like I'm not like actively European. I'm American.
Yeah, he's American.
He's not. He's not a true white man. See, my people are from the Caucasus Mountains. I am the original snow ape.
Not the Caucasus Mountains.
Bruh, you've been several hundred years removed from the Caucasus Mountains, so you can't even claim that.
So
There's a joke there, but I won't make it.
let me just examine that just for a second. What he said, he says 8%, and that's pretty good and very what he says. What it says here is according to BRP World Population Data Sheet, people of European descent make up about 16% of the world's population. The term white is a racial classification that generally refers with mostly European ancestry, but it can also refer to skin color. The definition of white can vary depending on the context, nationality, ethnicity, and the point of view.
Listen, Ross,
Like
anything written
Italians
down,
aren't white.
it
Those are
was
your people.
written by a white person. You
Italians
can't
are white.
believe it.
I just want to, make sure everybody has an understanding of all of that.
When was that? When was that study?
They want to control the narrative. They put out all these statistics and all this dumb
This
shit.
is since according to 2019.
2019.
Mm-hmm.
Orthodox, did we go up?
Back, baby.
Did we go up? Because my study was like from no,
Well,
there's no way.
They're also
That's
saying
what
European
I'm
descent. When my people, the Ashkenazi Jews, are also European, but they're not white.
Why
They're
do you
Jewish.
do this? I'm about to call you out. Why do you do this?
You can't call me out. You can't call me out.
Listen,
We-
this is
we
just a
got
way for them to
false
say
Jew up here.
they're supreme because he's trying
Well,
to
I
make
am
a point.
supreme. I'm Jewish. I'm
He's
God's
trying to
chosen.
make a point that
We are not
there's
God's
only
chosen, but
8%
that's
of
another
them,
story for another
and
day.
they fake think they run shit. So all that says is that you're
Okay,
savage.
So
for
you're
starters, no, I'm
right.
gonna hold on. I gotta respond to that. For starters, do you count Jews as white?
I do.
that was my
I
question.
mean, we're white when we
Would you
need to
please
be.
say the
It
hats?
ain't black as white.
What about the
So-
Sephardic Jews that are really, really,
The
really pretty
hats,
brown?
please.
Oh, my bad. The hats.
You talking about like the Ethiopians?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't consider them white.
Oh,
Well, see, the
okay.
hats are shapeshifters. Whatever nation they're in, they breed with the population. Usually, the leaders and aristocrats. I mean, my people do this, and we
Shut up.
kind of take control. That's how we do it. We breed with your leaders. Look at
Hey,
Trump.
all
All
I've
of
got,
his children were married to hats.
all I've got for you, Orthodox guy, is 110. That's all I'm gonna say. The magic number 110.
110, never again. Am I right?
Yeah, 110. Never again.
It always, but you always let us back in. We always weasel.
Y'all
our way in.
always find with that nose, the nose
We
of you
just-
guys that find your way in.
Not
So,
the
D, do
nose.
you think that we're practicing? Do you think that I'm practicing white tricknology right now? Like, what are your thoughts now, D?
About what?
What's going on now on the panel?
Well, what I think was going on is this, man.
No, hold on, right?
Bump,
Hold on,
Bumpkin,
real
is that
fast.
your name? Bumpkin, is that
D,
your name?
D, real
What's
fast,
up?
real fast.
What's up?
Demographics of the world, 2019 population distribution. Europe, 9.8% of the world population.
It said what comprised of it. So I was just saying what they said here, but maybe I'm looking at a different source. I mean,
Well, maybe they're taking
I'll drop
places
it.
like Uruguay and all these
yeah, that's what I'm saying
Argentina,
because it said nationality, ethnicity,
with these people that have
definition of
heavy
white
white blood in them
can
in
vary
Latino
for
countries.
nationality, ethnicity, and white. There are Hispanic people and Mexican who refer to themselves as white people.
Orthodox guy, your people is heavy in South America.
Oh yeah, no, Sephardic hats. Yeah, we infiltrated a lot during Spanish colonialization. We were like, yeah, see this over here. This is nice.
Wasn't that expulsion of you guys around the same time as the Spanish Golden Age?
Yeah, they try to take our gold, so we kind of mine so much and ruin their economy.
Why are you like this? Why are you doing this script? It's so dumb.
Yeah, you go to Uruguay, man. You get kind of confused because it's like white people, but they speak Spanish.
I saw it,
It's
Bumpkin.
like-
Thank you.
It's crazy.
Huh?
I saw yours too, so thank you. I was reading the article, so thank you for that.
No problem. It's
Hola,
just
¿cómo estás,
But
señor?
Spain is
Oh.
in Europe, though, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
Spain
so,
is in Europe.
but
Spanish is a white man's language.
but
People forget
Exactly.
Spanish,
that.
would you say Spanish or white people?
And you know, I didn't learn that until probably I was in child. Probably was in
And where's Wicked World at? That stupid.
ooh, I
What
don't
Oh,
I
know,
you
was about to
guys.
say.
college maybe.
Oh, he was on Barney's panel with me and Jay.
Yeah, I don't go to Barney's panel, but yeah, this
Go ahead,
stupid
Bumpkin. What did you want to
Mexican.
say?
Sorry, I just want to get back to Ignat's point, right?
Mhm.
So we've established 9.8%. So I was off by 1%. My bad. 9.8% as of 2019. So you're telling me that 9.8% of the population is going to mass interbreed and try to still keep their superiority if they're superior?
I mean, we did it.
I think they would try. I don't know how successful they might be, but I
Well,
think sometimes that there is an agenda for if you watch commercials on TV, you always see interracial couples all the time. So I think there is
Facts.
some type of agenda to for interracial couples to be a thing.
Who owns Hollywood mass
It's
media?
anti-Semitic. Don't go there. That's anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Whoa. We do not control Hollywood, all right?
Yes, y'all do. Y'all control
98%.
Y'all control everything. All media, even sports.
So when you say we don't Orthodox, are you saying hats or are you saying Caucasian people? Or are you saying
the hats, man? We don't
the hats
control
are
the
different
media.
from Caucasians.
Yeah, so he's saying that. Okay, so what are you saying? So you're saying that who controls the hats control it, or
That's the U.S. That's the U.S. government. They control. That's a propaganda wing for the U.S. government.
Shut up. Stop doing the script, man. I'm telling you. Listen. So what I'm saying is they benefit from that because they have a doctrine of if you're not a hat, you are an other. You are a goyim. You are from another tribe, another nation.
Cattle. You're cattle.
Cattle.
That's what goyim means.
Yeah. So I'll bring back to my original point.
Asiatic people, though, right?
Asiatic people.
Yeah, like that's what we're talking about right now? Are we talking about the hats and all of them?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we've established, if we look at statistics, that people, Europeans and European descended people, are not the ones pushing race mixing and all of this in the media, correct? If you don't count them as European. I don't, because they're such a small tribe of people and they separate when necessary from Europeans.
Yeah, we didn't establish shit. This is white Tricknology, as I spoke earlier. This is just you trying to control the narrative, and you're sitting here because you're an agent to try to control the
What's my
narrative.
agency?
Can I speak?
Mossad.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead, T.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, like, when y'all see Black people talking about certain things regarding our community, the Black community or culture, so to speak, do y'all feel like sometimes the need to interrupt or intervene to like come through and just, I don't know, maybe cause disarray or
Colonize.
disruption? And I'm not saying that's what you guys are doing, but I'm just saying I've seen it.
While I do like a good
y'all are actually being peaceful, but what I'm saying though is have y'all seen it or noticed it, or like is that a thing, or is that like, what is that?
I've noticed it, and while I look like a good colonial venture myself, my thing is I only feel the need to interject or say anything when whites or hats are talked about. You know, I feel like we deserve some representation if people are gonna talk shit on us. Like, talk shit to my face.
So you identify as a white man and a hat. Is that what you
I identify as a white man for the convenience of this podcast right now.
Did you? Okay, let me ask you this too. Did you feel like we were talking shit about white people tonight, or?
Y'all specifically, no. I just got told I should go on this panel.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for answering.
Can I ask Bumpkin something real quick?
Funny. Thank you.
What's up? What's up? Speak on it.
Okay, so would you agree that the United States of America is a white country and a black country first, or anything else?
Yes, that was the founding stock.
Okay, so why are we the ones that are always bumping heads? And right now what we're seeing, because like I always refer this back to Be Brave. He gets on these shows and talks all this shit about black people every fucking stream. And it's like, bro, you are worried about the wrong thing. You about to start seeing people from Latin America, Chinese motherfuckers, these blacks from Sudan. You about to see all this go ape shit within the next couple of years. But we're sitting here bumping heads with each other. And I look at it like this: the friend of my enemy is my friend. I mean, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
So you got to think about it like this, though. All right, because there are a lot of Hispanics that do have claim to the United States. Not like oh, they lost a war, but like there are a lot of them that were here and they've been here for generations, right? There's no way you're gonna get around that. They are here. But I do semi-agree with you with, the mass amount of illegal immigrants. And I'm going to say it straight up. The black community is going to take the brunt of that at first. Because they're going to move into those low-income communities.
You already see it happening in Southern California.
We just established that there's more white people in the world and there's more white trash. So why wouldn't it affect
that's our word, goddammit. Hey. That's our word.
See, these savages coming up here being beasts like they are. We just established that there's more white trash on this planet. So why wouldn't it affect the white trash, Bumpkin?
Okay, Ignat. I'm gonna give you one chance here, right? This is how the discourse is gonna go. Either you're gonna be respectful, or I'm gonna start shitting on you and Africans. All right.
Off the heart.
Ooh, I'm so scared, white man.
Can I say something real quick? Before you go there, all black people are not African. Carry on.
Right, but Ignat kind of seems like the Pan-African type. Am I wrong?
Carry on, Fat Casper.
And Afro.
Calling me fat.
Yes, Casper.
Is that you in your profile picture?
Yeah. Yeah, that's me.
You're not too. You're there too, buddy.
He's giving off the huff vibes.
He's giving off the huff vibes.
If I'm there, you're 600-pound life then.
I'm not 600 pounds, sir.
Maybe you can't see that well, baby, but your big fat ass white face.
Yes, here's to you.
It's the size of a MacBook.
So let's get back to the conversation.
Can you hold on? No, speak on it. Can you say a sentence without huffing and puffing?
Can I?
Quick question. So when you're taking pauses in between talking, are you using that time to eat?
Was that a question?
Are y'all still going off and calling each other obese?
Is this two questions? Which question?
You know what Patati would say right now, Bumpkin? Just fighting over food.
Yo, okay.
Hey, he started it. He started with the insults.
In present time. These white ghosts.
You guys. Let's calm down. Let's regroup. Lionel, I didn't even know you were up here. I am so sorry that I've neglected you for such a long time. Speak. I am so sorry. Let's get back to order. We're talking about white Tricknology and the act of Coonage. We have a diverse panel tonight. And, it's getting a little heated. Some guys have been calling each other big boned and things of that nature. And, we don't want to, offend people like that, okay? So let's regroup. T was asking Bumpkin a question, and I want to have Bumpkin. Remember when you were asking him that? If you don't remember, we can get back to it. But
I forgot.
Speak said that he wanted to get back on course speak. What is it that you wanted to say? Did you have any questions for the
Well,
guy?
no, I just wanted to, delve a little bit more into, the whole America basically is a white and a black country first. Now, don't get me wrong, I know about the Hispanics that are here, but I'm talking about the ones flooding in now. They have no allegiance to America, and that's the problem that I have with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So what exactly was the question?
No, I was just saying, would you agree that that's what this country was made off of? Is it being a
Yeah.
black and a white country
Yeah.
first and
It
foremost?
was. But we have to look at the reality of the situation we're in now. That's what sucks. Like we can look to the past and be like, that's the right way, but we can't really go backwards. You know what I mean? So we have to work with what we got here. I would completely shut down the border as of right now. They're letting way too many people in. I would say like a solid 50 to 80 year moratorium on all immigration to the United States.
No.
But I also have other wild political ideas, but still.
I mean, I agree. We need to become an isolationist country for about 20 plus years.
Yeah, I think the borders need to be closed down
Yeah,
ASAP.
it's too much. It's too much. Yeah, I agree.
But the problem is that, see, I go back and forth on this, okay? Because we have been the world police for so long, us becoming a completely isolationist nation. I don't know if the world could handle a complete American retreat. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know
That
what.
sounds like a them problem.
That does sound like a them problem. That does sound like a them problem. Unless they start throwing around bigger weapons, then it could be potentially an us problem too. You know what
Well,
I
no,
mean?
you know me, man. I am a nuclear nihilist. I believe the atom should be split. It gets rid of the weak.
Oh my god.
What are the weak? The people that can't breathe radiation?
Well, yeah, bro. If you can't handle a little fucking radiation, bro,
What?
Oh my God.
look at the wolves at Chernobyl. Okay, man. They're bigger. They're stronger. They're tougher.
Do you believe that the Ukrainians have the right to be here?
No,
No.
That's
no.
cap.
Why is
No,
that cap?
I want to stop all immigration, even your European immigration, because they bring things like gun control, which is gay.
Would somebody like to answer Lionel's question? He's saying, wait, does that mean we isolate outside cultures as well?
No,
Yes.
Yeah.
we just isolate from the world, period. We don't help nobody. We need to take care of home first. I mean, it don't make no sense for us giving billions of dollars away to these other countries. And you got people literally taking this shit trank and it's eating their skins up. And you got veterans that can't even get medical attention, but we sitting here taking care of damn foreign countries and stuff.
Hold on. I agree with you 100%. Lionel, why is that your number one concern?
Because it matters.
Right.
We, dude,
Because he's an Oreo.
maybe it should have been
That does not
three
become
bombs.
important.
Maybe it should have been 3 nukes. Like,
Nah, bro.
Jesus,
We
man.
should have just occupied and took over Japan because they're white for my purposes.
They're definitely not white.
You're
Don't I will not
okay,
hear
that's-
your baseless lies.
They're definitely not white, sir.
Raz, you're
Whiter
muted if
than
you're
you.
trying to talk.
They're whiter than you are.
So
That may be.
Orthodox and Bumpkin, thank you,
Definitely
Bumpkin.
white
Not to
as
derail
fuck.
the conversation. On the act of Coonage, there are a lot of people on YouTube in familiar spaces that speak about the quote unquote Negro. They essentially separate themselves from what would be considered black culture. Um, what do you think? Do you think those people who practice the act of coonage, do you think they're detrimental to people like me, to people of my community?
Well, they're running away from the problem for starters.
Yeah, I
Mm,
was gonna say that
It,
depends on what
yeah,
specifically they
right.
believe. It's an individual thing.
If they're trying, if they think there's a problem in their community, and instead of trying to fix the problem, they just run away to a different community because it's easier. then that's a problem in of itself. Like if they truly believe there's a problem with the community and they run away, then they're cowards.
It's the same It's honestly the same problem as immigration, legal immigration, right? You run away from a problem, you're just bringing that problem somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
See, here's the thing, right? There's a lot of people that y'all would say are coons that are well-standing, like good people, right? But they see issues with the black community and they don't feel accepted by the black community, so they push back against people like y'all and the black community.
I'm sorry, sir. People like us.
Y'all, what is that?
Hotep. Hey, look, I didn't drop a hard UP.
Who the fuck is Hotep?
Oh, he said.
I mean, in his defense, he was told that this is a Hotep panel.
Yeah,
before
this is
jumping up on
definitely
here.
a Pan-African, Afro-American, pro-black Hotep show because I'm the host. But the people who are on the panel are a variety of backgrounds and beliefs.
Yeah, I'm not
I
none of
don't know a
that.
lot about Hotep or Pan-Africanism. I'm just
I think all that
American.
shit's bullshit.
I just happen to be brown, and yeah, I love my people, and
I love black people. So.
I love my people, my melanated people. I love everybody, but specifically, I love my melanated people, and I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
If white people want to say, "Oh, I love my people more than melanated people," I'm cool with that too.
Well, the difference is there's differences. If you and I work at the same place and we both said that in front of our bosses in HR, only one.
Oh yeah, we would both get fired.
No, we would both not get fired. You, as a black woman, would be safe and secure in your job unless you talked about ass.
Oh, you guys are discriminating. Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm about to quit my job. Period, because I just got a new job making way more money.
Okay, right.
I just got the news today. I'm so happy, but yeah, that's a whole nother topic anyway.
Look, Bumpkin and Orthodox. I agree with y'all being able to say that y'all are for pro-white, but the only problem that we see with it as a whole is that when they talk about pro-white status, it's always related to like these neo-Nazis and these.
Whoa! What's wrong with those fellas? Hold up.
Because they are extremists when it comes to being pro-white. And that's the demographic y'all don't want to represent. It's cool that you want to keep your race.
He doesn't know, Bumpkin.
Okay.
Know.
Yeah, maybe.
Am I really gonna do this tonight? Am I just
y'all doing this inside talk? So
yeah, I don't know. Like
I used to be a white nationalist.
White Tricknology.
What is the white nationalist? What is that?
Literally the people who he's talking about.
Because I'm gonna be real with you. Something different.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I left white nationalism for a couple reasons, but the main one was I knew a guy who was 600 pounds.
Yep.
And who was from a well-off family, so a lot of white nationalists, neo-Nazis, they put up with him. He was a fucking idiot. He did stupid shit, and he would walk up to dudes in bars, black guys in bars, like, I'm better than you because I'm white. It's like stupid shit, like the stereotypical Hollywood Nazi, right? And one day, because he's a member of my community, and what men are supposed to do is check one another when they're doing irrational, stupid shit, I come at him, and I said, look, man, you're 600 pounds. The only reason people keep you around is because you have money. It doesn't matter if that white chick wasn't with that black guy. He wouldn't have been with you. Because all you have is money. You can't fuck, you can't fight, you can't do anything other than breathe heavy. And I, for calling out members of my own race who were not fit, of sound mind or sound resolve, who were not being noble, was talked shit about and ostracized and fucked with.
Oh, wow.
You fucking police and check your own. These people who are full of irrational hatred, no matter what their ideology is, no matter what their race is, are fucking retards. And it serves the powers that be. Now, I'm not going to get up here and I'm not going to justify National Socialism or white pride or white nationalism to people who are not white, because it doesn't matter to y'all. Does it?
No.
See, this is my thing with these beasts. They are
Here
hypocrites.
we go.
They double talk. You
So
just
you are
said you were a nationalist. Now you're saying that, like, come on, like you people are the worst in the world. You bring your chicken pox, you bring all your bullshit to us. We don't want it. Keep your lice. Keep all that white people shit over there. We
We'll
don't
keep
want it.
we'll
We
keep
don't
our
want to eat
lice.
it.
You keep your AIDS.
so you said that okay, help me understand. You said that you're a hat and you are
I'm joking about being a hat.
okay.
Whenever people start calling me anti-Semitic on Twitter, I just go, "Well, I'm Jewish. How can I be anti-Semitic?"
Okay, cause so help me understand because okay, so you're not a hat.
Oh, sweetie, my family went back to Germany during World War II. I have funny squiggly lines about my
Okay,
lineage. I have paper. Well, I'm a thoroughbred. I have paperwork.
okay. So thank you for clarifying because I was just a little confused.
No,
Me too.
I
I was
just,
like,
but that's why
wait.
Bumpkin. That's why Bumpkin was messing with me about and saying stop doing the skit because I always mess with people and say I'm Jewish when I first meet them.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Okay.
All right, I mean a hat. I apologize. I'm not doing that on purpose. I'm just so you able to be cavalier about it most places.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. I mean, go ahead. Yeah. Okay, cool. I was trying to put it all together. It was the first time for
Yeah,
me.
no, I mean I can give you a quick rundown if you're interested, but I mean it's up to y'all.
I mean, so
I think we're
you're a
good.
white. So are you a white nationalist? Are you that?
Eh, I love my people. Like I said, I left the white nationalist movement and most political organizations because of it's stupid. Like the people who are dissidents for the most
Mm-hmm.
part are unfit for most society, regardless of their race, regardless of who they are, what their social strata is. Like I've met rich people and like high class people that are just as shitty as white trash, and
Okay.
that so
Okay. So, what would you say? What would you say your mission or purpose is as a white nationalist? What is that?
well, I mean to secure the existence of our people in the future for white children.
Okay. Is
That
that
should be that should be every person's mission for their people.
not every
Not white people, but not white children. But if you're black, having black children and
No,
securing the existence.
I'm only asking specifically to the white nationalists.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah, to secure our existence in the future for white children.
okay. And most times are white nationalists looked at as criminal or racial organizations, you guys?
Yeah, criminal racial organizations monitored by the FBI. Yeah,
Oh,
Wow.
okay. Mm.
if you're white and you're an open white national and you're an open white nationalist, all it takes is one phone call in any state with the red flags, and you lose your gun rights.
Okay. So how do you participate in this? Like, are you a member? Like, how do you participate? How do you show your
Oh,
love
I just go out and I talk to people. I don't give a fuck.
and you talk?
In fact, I love it when liberal whites get the Pikachu shock face when I'm talking to blacks, and they're like, "Yo, I agree with this, but for black people, I'm like everybody should." And I'm having a conversation with other races, and these liberal whites, or even the uninitiated whites, who've been taught to hate themselves and be taught this, that, and the third, have a Pikachu face. Like, how is he doing this? I'm like, it's called a conversation. Civilized people have them.
Okay. So, as a white nationalist, can you tell me the difference between those whites who aren't of your belief, I guess? Like, what is that different?
They're cowards. They're cowards or stupid.
In what ways?
So, for instance, a white who's like, I don't believe in race. I'm colorblind. If they actually believe that and can't see the differences, they're stupid or a coward. They're afraid of the repercussions of pointing it out, or they're just too fucking stupid to notice. Because here's my thing. Here's what I can't stand about a lot of white nationalists. To a lot of racialists, it's about skin color. To me, skin color is only a small, very minute point because it all stems from genetics, right? Your skin tone is determined by your genetics. Your genetic grouping is what makes your people, is what makes your tribe. It's what makes and breaks you as a people on the grand scale of things.
Well, that makes sense. That's why I married me a black man, black. Because yeah, I'm trying to.
Does
No,
it?
I would never. Me as a white racialist, I would never join the Ku Klux Klan. They're cowards, and they talk a bunch of shit.
Mm.
They're also unneedingly violent for no
Or not even
reason, so-
unneedingly violent. They're just like we're the Klan would like say they would fight the FBI, and they've drawn down guns on the FBI, right? And then they immediately surrendered. Like, and
But
then they did.
Because
I thought the
half of them are
KKK
FBI
was a
agents.
part of law enforcement once upon a time.
Hey, Bumpkin, that's what I was gonna
Um,
say.
This
So
didn't
does-
it like I thought they were part of law enforcement at one point in time.
No. The KKK was never officially part of law enforcement. You had a lot of. It was a social. It was a social. Well, it was a social club. That's like
course.
saying if black officers joined the
Mhm.
Black
They
Panthers,
were
the Black
affiliated
Panthers would
though,
be
right?
not officially. No, you had members.
You did have some
I'm
KKK
not
members that were
saying
like
official,
judges
I'm saying
and
just
politicians.
affiliated.
Well, yeah,
They
it's kind of
had
like
friends,
the,
they had homies. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's how social.
you do this
That's
for
how
me, I'll
social
do this for
networks work.
you. You know, you burn down a cross in this yard, and I'll do this for you. I'll get your brother out of jail, type shit.
So, Orthodox guy, I just have another question for you. Considering you're a white nationalist, my first time, I guess, speaking to a white nationalist. So, what defines you as that? Do you have to be like a pure of pure blood or something? Like what is that?
You have to be you have to be, and it varies depending on who you're talking to. But for me personally, if you're more than 50% white and you're of European heritage and you're a good person and you contribute to society, I consider you white. Now, there's people that say if you got to be like 70 to 90. I mean, there's one of my friends had a code. You are what your father is. If your father's white, then you're white. And I mean, to me, honestly, that's a fair point to start when it comes to racialism. If your father is black, you're black. If your father is white, you're white. I mean, a man's whole purpose is to have a son and further his bloodline to the annals of history. So, I mean, I think that's a fair start.
So do you date interracially and all of that? Do you do that interracial dating?
Mom, can shut the fuck up. No, I do not.
You don't date Hispanic women. You don't date black women. Only just pure.
Like
white.
I told Ignan, anytime I sleep with a non-white woman, I wear a condom.
So the question is, do you date pure white women or do you date women of other ethnicities and races?
Do I date? No.
Do you sleep with women, pure white women?
Well, I'm
women of other ethnicities and
I am a man. If I see a pretty hole, I'm gonna put my thing in it. The difference is I'm gonna wear a condom if it's with a non-white.
Shit, you should be wearing a condom for a white chicks these days. Shit.
I mean, fair enough. I will give you that. I will concede that point.
Wow. So you would sleep with other races and ethnicities and wear a condom and practice white nationalism. How is that keeping your race pure?
Because I'm not making babies.
So there has to be a particular.
Well, you can recognize and want beauty in anything, and desire and lust after beauty. It's a weakness of all men. All men are susceptible to this weakness. The difference is, if you're a better man than me and don't partake, then kudos to you. But if a woman of another race wants to be conquered, I mean, I am a white man. We are told that we're evil, vile conquerors and barbarians. You know.
But I
raid the
don't think
castle.
that you can be true to your belief of being a white nationalist if you can be weakened by other races and ethnicities.
Nah. The whole point is to secure the existence of white people and a future for white children. If I'm not making babies, I'm doing exactly that. Now, if I had a gang of multiracial children, then yeah, I could agree with you there. But
Mm.
that's my stance on it. If you're not making babies, it's not race mixing.
No, I see you as no different as a pro-black who sleeps with white women or a white
I mean,
man.
and that's fair. That is completely fair.
Mm.
I'm not mad about it.
Bumpkin, what do you guys think about that? And not to be, and I'm not trying to. I'm just having a discussion. So
No, it's completely fair.
yeah, I like to question and examine it.
Can I ask Lionel Suggs a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Lionel, can you tell us what would make it better for you? Because you have a lot to say about the blacks. So, can you tell us what would make it better? Because you're saying these things, and it seems that the coonery has affected you substantially. So, can we have your take on coonery?
What do you mean exactly, though?
I mean, you're writing a lot, and you're saying that the blacks haven't done anything. Is that what you were saying? I'm just
No,
trying to get an
no.
understanding on
I was
your
asking y'all
premise.
your opinion on what are black people leading in, and what are they striving in successfully of anything of value that would make y'all think if we secluded ourselves, we would strive.
That was a question.
Yeah.
Well, you can see there's successful blacks all in the world, so I don't really understand where you're
So y'all
coming
are
from.
talking about this country. I wasn't talking about the world.
Well,
Well,
do
I'm
we all
speaking about
necessarily?
America.
So all of us are up here, and we're, I guess, promoting for our own race and the edification of our own race. So do we actually all believe in equality and love? Because if we're all promoting for our own race, there has to be some type of fight or restriction or something like that, right? Like there has to be an issue somewhere. Maybe that issue is always racism going to be there.
Well,
Of course, racism will
Resist,
always be there.
yeah, racism
but
will
some would,
always be there,
but
but it's
some
a
would say that racism doesn't exist. Like,
well, I
It,
mean,
here's the thing, right? It depends on how you're defining racism. If you're defining if you define racism like the liberal left does as competition between the races, then yes, it'll always exist. If you're talking about a social construct of hatred and other bullshit, I mean, that goes in with the competition. So, I mean, like people who lose, people who are victimized, they're gonna have hard feelings about it. So, I mean, it just depends on definition and how you're intending on using it.
Bumpkin, you were going to say something?
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh wow. Um, speak, ignorant, Lionel. Hmm.
Yeah, that Orthodox guy is just word salad king. Like I
I'm
didn't
sorry
get
that
it.
you don't have a basic understanding of English. It's all right.
Okay, this guy is just keep.
Jesus
Can
Christ.
one person speak at a time? I know you were born in a cave, and you don't really understand the concept of people with brown skin having decorum. So when I speak, you shut the fuck up,
No,
okay?
I think everyone but you has decorum on this panel, but that's okay.
Orthodox, why
Okay.
would you say that? He's been respectful. He hasn't spoke over you or anything like that. Why would you say that? Is that the white nationalist? Is that what you think of people like him?
He's called whites cave
Yeah,
dwellers like
he
18
literally
times.
said I was born in a cave, man.
Oh, okay. Is okay.
Now, the fact that I was has nothing to do with it.
Shut up.
But he shouldn't just assume these things.
I don't. I mean, but the thing is that some or is that history? Is that part of like a Babylon or colonial history that he's speaking of, opposed to being insensitive?
Well, I
So
mean, if you want to talk about history, at one point or another, all humanoids on Earth lived in caves. So I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I'm just making a joke about it, but like I I I guess I don't know.
So
Yeah, I
ignorant
mean,
when
because oftentimes people try to change the narrative of history, and that's what this show is about: white technology, and when the narrative of history is changed by the Caucasian, the white American in America, or the white in Spain or whatever, you know. So that was why that question was answered. That
so
question was posed.
right. So ignorant.
Not a 40 ounce. Is that a 40 ounce?
Bruh, I had a 40 Mordello today. It was great.
Jay Rillo with the Miller High Life.
I always drink 40s.
I haven't seen
I was
that
just
in a
never able
long
to kick the
time.
habit.
I got the
I was never able to
32.
kick
I
the
got the
habit.
32 Jay Rillo, the High Life.
I knew
I
Jay.
love the tall boys, bro.
I
I
got
love
I
the
knew
tall
one in
boys.
Jay
the
was gonna
mug,
jump
so
up on this panel. It was
I couldn't help
only
it,
a
bro.
matter
Couldn't
of
help it.
time.
I
So
know.
ignorant. I got a question for
Texting
you.
this mofo, and I was like, "Get on panel." He's like, "I'll be there in a minute."
Yeah.
So ignorant. I got a specific question for you, right? I just want to make sure about this, so I understand your logical speaking. So, are you calling whites cave dwellers because of our Neanderthal DNA?
Lionel, like I was saying, because I was addressing Lionel. I don't, Lionel, like I was saying, why do you hate your skin color so much? Can you explain that to us, please? Because we're here to talk about the white technology and the coonery, and these beasts have come here to derail and
That's
try
right.
to.
Miller High Life. Miller High
So,
Life.
so it's like all the races pop out when you start talking the truth and trying to get an understanding with your people. So, Lionel, can you elaborate? What have the blacks done to you? Because you stated that it comes from all the things that they've done to you. What have they done to you specifically?
Wait, what? When did I state that?
Oh,
Roz, if you would like to pull up his
okay, Lana, we're going to get back to that. We have Jay Rillo on the panel. Thank you, Jay Rillo, for joining the panel, and
Of
thank you
course.
for sending some of your followers this way. It is a very interesting panel and topic that is coming up tonight. The
Hmm.
show is about white technology and coonerage, the act of coonerage. Do you have any thoughts towards white technology and the act of coonerage?
In Coonage or Coonery?
Coonerage is,
Coonerage.
this is a hotep channel. I heard that somebody had said that this was a
I
hotep.
mean,
So we
well,
go.
I said that. I had said that because I know that sometimes you have. I told him that maybe I misdirected, but I know that you have Hotep talking points. So I was like, well,
Yeah.
this must be a Hotep panel.
No, I'm kidding.
Um.
So that's my word, but
Mhm.
coonerage, you can say that, but I say the act of coonerage. But yes,
So
it means the same.
I think that I think coonery is basically the natural balancing act that happens with blacks. So
Mm,
I mean, I know you have that look for me, but think about it. Think about it for a second, right? You would just consider yourself a black woman, right? Just a
hmm
regular run of the mill black woman, right? And you would look at someone who engages in coonery, and you would think that's weird. Like, why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just be a normal black person, right? Was that fair to say?
Yeah,
Okay, all right. Now you're gonna get a little bit offended in this
I
next
think
part,
that
but
they
bear with me.
are a
Okay,
traitor.
okay, right. But would you feel the same way for a person who acts out and displays an insane amount of niggatry? Would you feel the same way?
Um, no.
No. So
Mm-mm.
you wouldn't agree that that side right there would be the negative, and coonery would be another negative, trying to balance it out, and you wouldn't consider yourself in the middle somewhere as a normal black woman.
Now, I think that to throw your race under the bus is straight portrayal, and I think that's what coonery is. And I think that in your race and in your culture, there is good and there is bad. That is the balance there. So you would
Right,
accept that.
right. But if you're gonna say that coonery is bad on the one side, I'm not gonna say. I won't say it again. I'm sure I saw you squirm. Don't worry. I just wanted to get the point across.
No, you're
But
fine.
anyways, I just wanted to get the point across. But you wouldn't say that both sides. You wouldn't say that both sides are negatives, and one tries to balance out the other.
Both sides can be negatives, yes. Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. You're saying one betrays your race, but the other one doesn't. The one says, well, the one why they may simp for the white man. The other one gives you the absolute worst possible look and worst possible representation for the entirety of your race.
No, I don't think that bad behavior is simping for the white man. I think that there's bad behavior in every culture and race.
That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. I don't mean to cut you off. That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is, you look at someone who's cooning
Mm-hmm.
as negative,
Yeah.
right, and as a traitor to your race
Yes.
because they are simping for the white man, essentially, right? And
Yeah.
they're denigrating your race. Okay,
Because they are following into white supremacy.
okay. At the same time, someone who's engaging so an extreme niggatry and being an absolute drag to society gets to have the loudest voice in the room and gets the most representation, but you don't look that as just as damaging as someone who is cooning.
No, I do not. I believe that that's bad behavior and debauchery, and that is in every race and culture. But I think that to speak on your race is coonery. To separate yourself from your race and think that you're better than them, and to throw them under the bus in public forums, on public platforms, in the worst way, I think that's something completely different. Am I
If
the only
you're
one who
able,
thinks that?
if you're able to draw the connection that every race has the lowest of the low, right? That give themselves bad reflections of their race.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can also draw the connection that every race at some point will throw their own race under the bus and cuck to another race that they want to curry favor from.
Nah.
Why is it no now?
No, I'm saying that's the issue though. To want to assimilate and to be
That's
of white American and white culture is the Coonage.
but I don't just mean white. I mean if you just want to stick to the white black dynamic, that's fine. We'll do that.
I mean,
That's fine. I get it. I get it. But the point I'm trying to get at is there are basically two sides of the same spectrum. They're the opposite ends of the same spectrum. You wouldn't say that you're someone who sims for your race, for sims for another race, but you also wouldn't call yourself someone who goes out of your way to make a bad representation of your race at the same time. You
no.
would say that you're somewhere. You would say you're somewhere in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in the middle of the spectrum, wherever that might be. What I'm trying to say is, you look at coonery as bad, right? That's one side of the spectrum of bad. Where the other side of the spectrum is bad is someone that you see where they're a ratchet or they're a hood dude or whatever the fuck you may want to call it, right? That's the other opposite side of the spectrum. All you're looking at are two sides of bad and extreme ends of race.
Yeah,
And
this is Tricknology right here.
they also create each other too.
That was a great way to say
Really, you know, you too
you're.
smart for me. Like, but go
I
ahead.
mean, I listen because here's the thing. Here's the thing. The point I'm trying to get at, right? The point I'm trying to get at is this: is that if you're gonna call somebody a coon, all they are is a counteract, is a counterbalancing act. That's all they are for someone that you would for black people that you yourself wouldn't even associate with, and know that you wouldn't associate with because you would say, "I don't want to be." How many times have you said to yourself, "I don't want to be around that nigga because he don't know how to act. He making the rest of us look bad."
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
sure
thing.
you have, and I'm sure you have though.
That's
Being
what I'm
honest.
saying though. I'm with my race 24/7. I understand that my race has good and they have bad, but I am always going to support my race. I am never going to speak in a way to degrade or diminish my race. I accept the bad behavior, but a coon would completely diminish the good that's in the black race or in their race or whatnot, and only gravitate
Yes, DiCapriano.
to else.
Look,
Well, I was
I
just trying
will
to make the
say
point.
this,
Go
Jay,
ahead.
real quick. I will say this.
Welcome
I
back,
get,
T.
I get what you're saying, and I feel like they're the same coin. You
Yeah,
know,
I know.
have you ever watching the show Invincible?
Most definitely.
Okay, so
Awesome
I
show.
feel like the blacks need to have a whole
Yes,
Viltrumite
and I
war.
said yes, it is, and I said yes, it is definitely real. Go ahead, let's speak on it.
No, I'm just saying I feel like blacks need to have a Viltrumite war in a sense, but we can't take these coons and we can't take these dudes that's causing all the commotion, fucking robbing and stealing. We got to get rid of those and stick with the people that's out here doing some shit, because I feel like both of them are detrimental. And the reason why the coons are detrimental because they'll sell their own people out for a buck.
Yeah.
And then the people that's causing all the crime, they don't know how to fucking act, so they gotta go.
But they would sell you out for a buck too.
I can
The only
see.
difference is they won't talk bad about the race, but they would sell you out all the same. They would
Yeah,
sell out your own
you
race
talking
all the
about the
same. The only
bad. You
difference is
talking about the bad apples, right?
but that's what I'm saying. But you're calling listen because you're going to call a coon a bad apple regardless because
Yeah,
he's going to sell out your race, right? Because he'll cuck for another race.
yeah,
But the same ones who look just like you, right, and may love your culture, but are the absolute worst of your race, would still sell you out.
yeah. And
They
that's
just
why I'm
can talk
saying
shit
they
about the
gotta
race.
go.
Yeah,
They gotta go
yeah.
too. I don't. I look at them as the same. The same. You know, they're the same coin.
Mm-hmm.
It's just they're just doing two different things.
So, Mr. Speak on it. So you said Viltrumite War. Are you suggesting that y'all
I know.
kind of get into a giant arena and like battle it out, and whoever's on top's on top, and like
Yeah, we
thin out
might
the
have to do
bloodline?
that. We might have to do that because a lot of the people that are that y'all would say, oh, they're committing all the crimes. They still with that heavy slave DNA, and they just don't know how to get rid of that mentality. They don't know how to conduct themselves. This is why you got a lot of black businesses. Like I just seen one the other day. It was a restaurant slash bar, and it's owned by a black guy. He has an age limit of 30 for women and 35 for men because he said he don't want them young niggas coming in there because they're the ones always fucking it up for everybody else. And that's
I
true.
saw that.
And I go to places where if I'm gonna go out and go chill or somewhere, I like to go, especially like a bar or something. I gotta go where the grown-ups, no young motherfuckers can come in because the
Right.
young niggas are out of control right now. And I mean, it's a lot of problem with our community not checking that shit, but at the same time, the white faces that run all the fucking laws and letting these motherfuckers out of jail. Like I literally seen a video the other day on Twitter, and this is old footage. It's probably from like 2018. So this fucking asshole literally got in a shootout with police. They let him out 5 months later for him to go to a smoke shop, getting a fucking stupid argument with another black man. And as soon as that guy walked off, he shot him in the back of the head. Now, this guy should have never been on the streets after he had a fucking shootout with the police. And this is the type of bullshit I'm saying. I feel like somebody in power, and that's not the black face, that's somebody with a white face, is letting these motherfuckers run rampant. Because if you've been charged with a murder or some kind of crime like that, I'm sorry, you got to stay in jail till you're proven innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that shit. And these motherfuckers are in here in jail playing. This is like you got to take extreme measures because you let crime get too far out of hand now. There's no coming back from it.
All right. Well, then that goes to the point though. Are you willing to subvert certain parts of the Constitution in order to make that possible?
I mean, like as far as what, like what are you talking about? Subvert? Like which one?
If you're gonna say that, well, you need to be guilty until proven innocent, right? I believe Bumpkin, help me out here. Is it the Fourth Amendment, right? It gives you a fair and speedy trial. I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken?
Yes.
Yes.
Fourth
That's
Amendment, yeah, it entitles you to a fair and speedy trial,
true.
which means, and a fair and speedy trial in this country is you are innocent until proven guilty. So already it's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. So for you to say, well, we need to put these motherfuckers in jail and they have to prove their innocence, you're already subverting a part of the Constitution. There's probably other amendments you'd have to subvert in order to clean up the streets the way you want it to.
Well,
Honestly,
okay, look, I'm talking about like specifically like violent crimes. I'm not talking about if you go in a store and you stole something, okay, you can be released on the street. I don't deem you as a threat to society. But if you've been charged with a crime, and usually these people that are like this are repeat offenders. They start off with robbing somebody, they don't kill them. The shit just keeps, gradually building up until they do kill somebody. Like a lot of these people have already killed and been let back out on the streets with like slaps on the wrist. So that right there in itself is a problem. So maybe we do got to say, hey, unfortunately, you got to stay in jail because you've been charged with a murder.
I feel you on that one. I've been open on CT's channel what my profession is. I deal with that on a daily basis. Um, Individuals will get booked into jail, and it will be for uh, like a felony attempted murder charge, and then by the time they're done with it, they're looking at 20 years, and now they're able to get that down to a aggravated assault. So they're only going to do 2 years tops with good time, less than 2 years. You know what I mean? A year and a half, and this dude stabbed someone like 32 times. You know what I mean? So it's like there definitely has to be some level. We need to be more hardcore on crime for sure.
Exactly.
Uh,
Send them to the
but
fucking gulag if you've been committed. If you've been charged with a murder, if you've been charged with a murder.
I don't think it would look very good on my record if I advocated for work camps. But
I mean, you got to do something,
I
man.
mean, there is a solution, and it is the final. It is
shut up,
No,
the
no,
OJ.
only
nobody,
solution.
nobody wants to do. Nobody wants to do the hard thing. And that's the problem with America. We too soft on crime. These dudes that are committing all these crimes are literally sitting in jail when they do go to jail, fucking playing cards, watching TV. They're not fucking being punished for
They
the
have
crimes that they committed.
phones.
Yeah, making fucking movies and shit. Like, come on, bro. We being too soft on fucking crime here.
Yeah,
You
did you
know
know
that
the biggest crimes in America are SA and gray P ones and the M ones, and they're done by these Caucasians on the panel. Look like
I actually want to speak on that because I have a lot of firsthand experience with that. And Jay, I am not trying to
Go
say
ahead, bro.
anything
I
about
know. We've had a
Hispanics here.
conversation. Go ahead, bro. Go
Right,
ahead.
I'm
I
not
know.
trying to say anything
Go
about
ahead.
Hispanics here, but I actually want to have a conversation about that because you can choose what your race is when you're booking in. It's not like you can. It's not like they look at you and say, "Oh, he's black," or "Oh, he's Hispanic," or "Oh, he's white." Right? You choose your race when you get booked in, right? And a lot of these people, right? You'll look at their picture, okay, and you're like, oh, that's a Hispanic man. And then you look at his booking and you'll see that under the race that he put white. I have seen a few people that are goofy. They'll be like straight up black and they'll put white, or they'll be straight up white and they'll put black, right? But that's not the point. Like there's a large majority of people that are like Hispanic and they put their race as white. Why they choose to do that, I have no idea. But that's like a reoccurring theme I've seen. I think I counted like 15 in one
Maybe
day or
because they
something
want to
like
be
This,
white.
So
I think
I often see it says his white with Hispanic descent, or Afro Latino with Hispanic descent, or with no Hispanic descent, like that, vice versa. Like, are you saying that they're like, are they not supposed to put that they're white? Like,
that. Oh yeah, because most people, like Jay, would you say Hispanics are white?
it depends on how you look at the admixture.
They're
That's why
both.
I mean you can't when you look at Hispanic, it's weird because technically the base DNA for Hispanics technically would be Mongoloid. If you look at the natives who are on this side of the world, with the admixture where the Spanish even comes from, yes, you're right. It's Caucasian language, and they come from Europe, so the Spaniards are a Caucasian race. But keep in mind, the largest diaspora of Black people in the entire world is in South America, outside of Africa. And when you look at the tens of millions that are brought over, there's no way admixture didn't occur. And I brought this up beforehand. Hispanics will be, genetically speaking, are the fourth race of man. It's only three technically right now: Caucasoid, Mongoloid, Negroid. Latinoid is the fourth race of man because that's the combination of all three admixtures. But it depends on how you
Really
look
be
at
on
it. If
that
you look at,
common race of man.
I'm serious. No, I mean you can look this up, bro. I've actually researched this. You can actually look it up. Hispanics are the fourth race of man. Genetically speaking, give it like just under a century, maybe 80, 90 years.
Oh,
There'll be enough.
ethnogenesis.
There will be enough racial diversity for us to be a fourth race of man. If
Yeah,
you
And
were
there's
to
nothing
say
wrong
more of
with
like,
that.
it's
if you were to say, it depends on the admixture. Like I said, if you were to look at the southern parts of South America, probably more Caucasoid than anything. If you look at the northern part of South America and Central America, probably go with more Mongoloid,
Yeah,
and probably
they definitely were like Mongoloid.
Yeah. So if you look at middle South America, parts of Caribbean, maybe even parts of Mexico, more Negroid admixture. Like that's where the dominant admixtures would be.
Yeah, because one of the biggest slave ports was in Mexico. A lot of people don't
Mhm.
know that. So you got a lot of but that's that whole thing with the La Raza. They want to lighten up the race. And this is the
Mhm.
problem I have with a lot of
Vente a la casa.
Hispanics because they try to parade around like they're white. And I'm like, you're just another conquered race like we are. So stop trying to
Mhm.
cap. And like Jay Rillo, you're considered Puerto Rican. You're Puerto Rican, right?
Mhm.
See, I look at Puerto Ricans as some old niggas. Them,
I
Dominicans.
mean, technically, I'm mixed by birth because I
Yeah.
already have an admixture just
I
being born.
guess.
Technically, yeah, just
Yeah, I can
that
tell by
entire
your
race.
complexion. Yeah, by your
Mhm.
complexion. But like I had a whole war on Twitter with some damn Dominicans about because they were talking shit about Haitians, right? And I was like, all I simply said was, what if I told you that Haitians and Dominicans were the same people? Oh God, they fucking went to war with me on that. It was crazy. And I'm like, you'll see people as dark as I am, dark as Roz girl, talking about I know Black Poppy, I know Black Poppy. The fuck you talking
But
about?
that's a cultural.
I can't, y'all. Okay,
But you
okay.
have to understand though that this is where we start going into the whole argument of race versus nationality versus ethnicity. Because I
Yeah.
can tell you right now, last time I went to PR, when I made some of my other cousins, I have cousins that look just like T, right? But
Mhm.
T, I don't know T, I don't know if you're mixed or if you're just light skinned. But
I have Creole background and black
okay,
and white. I'm a mixture.
okay, so you have admixture there, right? But I have cousins that look like T, right? In fact, my grandfather is a shade darker than T, but he has my phenotypical features, right? My grandmother, right? My grandmother was as light as bumpkin. She was blonde hair, blue eyed. So it's I don't know how else to put it to you. It's really weird the way the spectrum. It's kind of like a color spectrum. Is the only real way I could put it. But you have to understand that's literally a part of the world where you had multiple races in one spot for hundreds of years. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's no way that you don't have like a weird variation of racial admixture. There's no way you can really avoid it. Um, so when you come into that question, that's part of the reason why when they mention Hispanic, they give you a bunch of subcategories. You know what I mean? Eventually, and that's why I also say too, when it comes to race and with Hispanics, ethnicity, culture matters more. Culture and ethnicity matters more than race. Because keep in mind, you'll have a bunch of different Hispanics that look different, different backgrounds. But as long as the culture is mostly the same, the language is mostly the same, right? And for the most part, they'll single out anybody who they don't deem as part of the same kind of cultural racial admixture.
Yeah, because it's
It's not
weird.
it's not meant to be. I didn't mean to do that. I know I'm not trying to hijack the show, Roz. I was just trying to give the nuance to the
Yeah, like
question.
this
That's
is
all.
what that's about. Like, go ahead.
Well, no, I just
Yeah.
find it weird with like Latinos in particularly people from Mexico and like South America. Like they can't stand each other in their homes, in their home countries, but they get to
Mhm.
America, they seem
Yeah.
to click up. And the only thing that that they're bound by is that the fact that they speak Spanish.
That and we have to understand that culturally though there is a lot of cultural
Yeah,
similarities. Just
similarities.
about all of them will have quinceañeras. Just all about all of them celebrate Christmas on the 24th. Mostly Catholic. Um, very traditional. Very patriarchal. Like those are still values that are held in Central and South America. So the cultural similarities also what bonds them. And we all eat rice. All of us. Don't let anybody fucking fool you. All of us eat rice. Every last one.
Well, that's supposed to be a Creole thing too. We love rice.
Mm.
Rice
Hey,
up.
look, I had a friend at my old job that he was from El Salvador, and I'd always call him Honduran, and he would get so pissed off about it.
Yes. But that goes to my point though. Ethnicity matters more than race.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
But in my eyes, they look the same, just
It
me
is, yeah.
looking at
You
them. Yeah.
can't really tell the difference. Yeah, I know. I know.
It's like okay, like let's say for instance, like okay, the whole thing with like a Japanese person versus a Chinese person. If you call a Japanese person Chinese, they might whoop your ass.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I'll try.
they're all the same pretty
They're gonna
much.
be offended. Yeah.
They all fall under the Mongoloids.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So but they can't stand each other.
Mm-mm.
And I get it. The history, during World War II, they were Japanese were treating Chinese people pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I
And you
get
look at the
it.
rape of Nanking. Mm-hmm.
And it's like I say with like Africans versus Black Americans, which of course
Yeah, it's insane.
black is a misnomer because technically most of us are different variations of the color brown. But that's a whole other topic for discussion. But you got your Caribbeans, your Jamaicans, your Brazilians. So we're cousins, but we're just different variations of Negroids.
Mhm.
We're not the same, but we are. It's weird.
So let me ask you this though, right? When you look at racial grouping, go ahead, Ross. Go ahead.
No, I was saying that I think that we are the same in, yeah, we are the same in race, but ethnicity is the major difference. That's just it. But
It's like a tree with many branches.
Mm.
Go ahead, Jay.
So I was gonna ask. You made the point beforehand, right? Yeah, the Asians. Mostly, when we say Asians, we usually mean Orientals. We mean like from Tibet on eastward. That's usually what we mean by Asians. See, they're mostly the same. You look at South Asians from Pakistan to Bangladesh, look mostly the same. North Asians, that's like your Siberians, Pakistanis, Kazakhstanis, Tajikistanis, what have you, look kind of the same. And your West Asians, that's mostly the Middle East, right? What we call the Middle East, they look mostly the same. Do you see that distinction as well when it comes to sub-Saharan Africa? I don't count North Africa because that's mostly Arabized, right?
Yeah.
You see that same distinction from South Africa, from sub-Saharan Africa, excuse me.
Yeah, but at one time, Northern Africa was darker.
I understand that, but that's why I made the distinction of sub-Saharan.
It's also
That's
Roman
why
at one time.
it was, yes, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not including northern part of Africa because it's Arabized. They've had nearly 800 years of admixture to Arabize it. I'm saying sub-Saharan Africa. Do you make that same distinction as well?
What, like all of them are different?
From the Sahel region down, right? Do you see them as basically looking the same?
I would say that they are, but they don't see themselves as that because they're so stuck in their ways as far as tribalism goes.
Mm-hmm.
So they all have these different tribes, and they could be so great if they got rid of the tribalism and realized that they're all the same.
Well, there was one man that tried to do that. But
Yeah,
we don't
but
talk about him.
but Obama got him up out of there.
Who was it? Who was it? Speak.
Gaddafi.
There you go.
There you go.
But I looked at him.
He even tried to make a standard, not just Libyan, a standard African gold currency.
A standard African gold currency.
Look, we do know Africa is the only self-sustaining continent in the world. It has all the resources that it will ever need from here to the end of time. But they've let every other country come in there and exploit them for their resources by only giving them pennies on the dollar on what they're pulling out the ground and making them go through horrible fucking work conditions to get that shit for them. And these Africans are so fucked up that they're enslaving their own people, selling them to Arabs, or the Arabs beat the shit out of them. Like I was telling somebody on another panel, I was like, y'all do know that there's more slavery in the world now today than there ever was at any point in history, but people don't realize that.
And do they know where the capital of is? Do they know where the capital of that slavery is today?
Yeah, Liberia, right?
No, I mean the other L nation. We just mentioned it.
Libya.
Yeah, Libya is the slave capital of the world.
But Libya is run by like Arabs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're Arabized. Yeah, they're Arabized.
It's so crazy to me the fact that Gaddafi, a dude that was trying to unify Africa and get it on track, was then killed by a black American.
So Arabic are not of black descent.
It depends on how you look at it. I mean, if you see some people in Northern Africa, do they look as dark as you? Yes, but they don't share your phenotype.
Right.
So you call them black?
Like I always say, we're not the same as Africans. Black America, we're not the same.
But my point is this though. Okay. Well, let's put it this way then. Okay. Let's put it this way. T, your phenotype is completely different from Roz's. but you would be considered black. But your phenotype is nowhere near the same.
Okay, that's fair.
But you consider, you each consider yourselves black, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so if you saw someone who's from, let's say, Morocco, right, and had the same exact phenotype of someone who was from Afghanistan, but was as dark as Roz, would you consider him African? A black African?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So there you go. So really, we're just arguing a matter of perspective at this point.
I believe
Is
Arabs
it
are like a
culture?
bastardization of whites and blacks. That
Is it
just
culture?
we don't know that they came from that mixture. I think they're a bastardization, and we have to go back and realize that the Arab slave trade was way worse than the transatlantic slave trade. Let's
It
not
was.
forget
It was
that.
so much worse.
And it was about 800 years earlier, too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And they
Mhm.
castrated as well.
yeah,
It was
they
so
made the men
terrible.
eunuchs.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. It was terrible.
Wow.
So-
Also, why? Also in America, why were all? I'm not gonna do that to you.
No, just ask it.
I shouldn't do that. Why were all the slave markets closed on Saturdays? Like, what was that about?
Anti-Semitic. All right. You need to
Oh,
stop.
God, oh,
while you're
jeez.
ahead.
Oh, God, oh,
Well,
jeez.
why would they be closed on Saturday?
I give volt.
Oh, they.
I'm
Go ahead,
actually
why?
not sure about that one. To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay.
I give volt.
They didn't trust the
Yeah.
Goyim to handle their money.
I need to go get my Spätzle. I give volt.
I'm on here to
What do
stay
you
up.
think
I
about
gotta
the
stay
things
up.
that are being said tonight?
Not time.
What was your question?
I was asking T what was she thinking about the things that were being said tonight. Did you hear me?
It's been interesting.
Yeah.
It's been cool. It's been enlightening. Do I feel like the whites came over to take over again?
That was my
Yes.
next question.
But it's okay. That's what they do.
This was not okay. I want to point this out. I did not coordinate this. I jumped up here, and then Orthodox guy jumped up here.
Well, no, I
It was
saw you were
actually
up
the
there.
Hispanics, man.
Actually,
They're
time out. Actually,
Hollywood.
yeah. You see,
Bumpkin
it was.
was
We're gonna
first, I
control.
thought.
In 30 years, we'll control this nation. But anyways, I saw Bumpkin was up
Yeah,
there.
we'll see about that.
Then I was like, you know what? It was like, yo, I called up Muslim. I was like, yo, you should go up there, bro. I knew Bumpkin was gonna need backup, right? And then he kept on telling me I should come up, so I was like, all right, cool, I'll come up. Why not? It'll be fun.
That's funny.
Where'd Ignic go?
I mean-
Did
multicultural
Ignic drop
tonight.
off? Wow.
Yeah, very
It- it-
multicultural.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate
Well,
it. I like it.
I wanted to get Andre up here because then, well, I mean, I don't know. Andre might be the most confrontational of all of us if I brought him up here. I think, yeah, Andre. Ironically enough, Andre would be the most confrontational of all of us.
Oh yeah.
Ironically,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you would. Ironically, you guys don't know who Andre. You do know who Andre is?
I've
Yeah,
seen
I've
it.
seen Andre on
I've
that.
seen
Okay, you know who
Andre
Andre is.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah. But I mean, I think it's important to have conversations like this because a lot of times you try to do these conversations in public, people squirm at it and they think it's weird. They get so uncomfortable, and then insults start getting hurled. But there's really nothing wrong with talking about genetics. I mean, there's no way you can really avoid it. So whole races have been created because of admixture.
Mhm.
There are literally different parts of the world where races wouldn't exist if races didn't intermingle.
Look, how many of us are running around with Genghis Khan DNA in us?
I don't know. I've never done a DNA test.
It's apparently quite a few of us.
But I've heard that
One
like
in 5 men.
15%.
It's looking like some people aren't really, in no disrespect to you, Jay Rillo, agreeing with some of the things that you are saying, being from Latino or Hispanic.
I mean, if they want to come up here and make their argument, why don't they just make it? Everyone's brave from the chat.
They're not going to come up here.
Of course not.
Yeah, you know they're not going to, Jay. Come on.
No, but the point I'm making, I think to your point, speak on it. I think it's what 15%, close to 15% of the world's population has Genghis Khan's DNA.
One
That man
in
fucked
5 men have Genghis Khan's DNA.
That man fucked a lot. Holy
Yeah.
Man raped and murdered a lot.
Yeah,
I said fuck. I didn't distinguish how he did. All I said
Well,
was that he fucked
it's
a lot.
good to
That's it.
distinguish though because there was a lot of graping going on by him. So
Yeah, no, he murdered a third of the world's population.
he lowered the CO2 levels of the Earth with how much.
And he
people
celebrated
killed.
for it. That's the crazy part. He's
And he's
celebrated.
celebrated.
A Mustache Man is
Yeah.
universally considered the most evil, but hey,
And guess what? And here's the thing: his contemporary Joseph Stalin killed more people than Mustache Man.
Way more, but he never
Way
gets
more.
smoked.
Of course not.
Never
We
gets
we
smoked.
know those stoves weren't burning bodies at that rate. Come on now.
Jesus, we're just doing.
I just want to make this really clear. Right? Because I know this is in the JQ stream. Don't worry, Roz. We're not gonna JQ
Oh
on
no,
here.
you got it. Oh, it's open now. Like
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? As much and Muslims, shut the fuck up. Don't you start laughing and shit. As much smoke as you know the Austrian painter gets for how murderous he was, right?
good.
Understand that the most murderous people in human history have all come from Asia.
Good.
Let me explain.
One
Genghis
of us.
Khan's conquest. Hold on, stop, shut the fuck up. Genghis Khan's conquest killed nearly 25 million in his conquest alone. The Muhammad's Islamic conquest of the Islamic Empire killed 13 million. Joseph Stalin, inheriting his reign, killed 27 million. Now, I know you're probably going to think weird because I said Asian. Joseph Stalin was born in Georgia. Georgia is an Asian country.
One of them Georgia boys.
That means he is Asian by descent of the country he was born in. Georgia is an Asian country. You can look it up.
Yeah, what's the emperor of China that killed all them people? What's his name?
Which one?
Yeah, which one?
Chinese Civil War.
I can't think of his name.
Is it during the War of the Three Kingdoms? Is it during the War of the Three Kingdoms?
No, it'd be the Boxer Rebellion.
Mao Zedong, but Mao Zedong was the chancellor, and that was during the Cold War. That was 40 million during the Great Leap
Forward. It doesn't matter. The Boxer Rebellion is the biggest loss of human life ever.
What was the numbers?
Hundreds of millions.
As far as I know, the most murderous point of human history was the 20th century, and that was topped by Mao Zedong. 40 million during the Great Leap Forward.
I just noticed something, J. Rillo. You cut your hair.
Yeah.
I'm late. I'm sorry. I just noticed you cut
It's all
your hair.
good.
That's crazy.
It's all
That's
good.
what's up. Okay.
But
never mind. Y'all go ahead.
If you look at the point I'm trying to get is this: the most murderous dictators in all of human history came from Asia. The most murderous people ever came from Asia. The bloodiest wars outside of World War II and World War I and World War II were Asian wars, where the most people died, or they came from Asia and moved their way west. But we give a lot of smoke to dictators like Mustache Man as being the most murderous. I just find that a really weird dynamic. A lot of people don't think about that.
Well, I don't even think of him as being like Mustache Man being the most, because I know about King Leopold, I know about Stalin, I know about Mao Zedong, and all these other people that kill way more than the Mustache Man. But he's given all the smoke because he supposedly killed 6 million small hats.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
He also completely removed international finance from his country, but we don't talk about that.
And pornography.
And pornography, yes. The books that they were I'm going full board into it. I don't care.
No, we just talked about this on Barney's channel.
Yeah, the books that they burned were gay books, communist books, and transgender books.
Oh no, my brother in Christ, it's so much worse. Berlin in the 1920s had legalized child prostitution.
They did.
What?
And they even, as you mentioned before, they even convinced parents to have their boys get gender reassignment surgery.
Just for being born with a small PP, man. That's crazy.
And look, as much as they always try to say, well, Adolf Hitler hated black folks, look, he showed the most love to Jesse Owens that he came back to his country. His own country didn't fuck with him after he won a goddamn gold medal.
In the movie, they made Hitler snub him, and he's the only one that shook his hand.
Even Jesse Owens said in his autobiography that the people in Germany celebrated him everywhere he went. And when he got to America, his own president even basically, snubbed him.
You know what's funny about that president? He happened to be Jewish.
So are those black? Are there black hats out there?
There's hats of every
race. Sephardics are black.
Wherever they go, they interbreed with the population. So yes, and they're called Sephardics.
Sephardics are black. Just real quick,
Want to know
because
who-
Mustache Man, you could argue is responsible for the civil rights movement.
Hmm.
Unironically, yeah.
Yeah, Mustache Man is actually is responsible for the civil rights movement. The man,
The whole
I can't think of his name. What was his name? What was his name? The one who started the civil rights movement. It was a man who he had a radio station. He had a radio show. He went over to Germany. He interviewed Hitler, right? And basically, he laid into him and says, "How can black people be so weak that they would allow themselves to be treated like shit in their country that they were stolen to, forced to build, and be treated like second class citizens?" And because of that, the man he spoke to went back to the U.S. and started the civil rights movement because of the speech that Hitler gave to him.
And look, they never gonna tell you German women love black men back then because there was a whole bunch of mixed German babies. They call them the what is it? Hitler
the
Rhineland
Rhineland bastards, and
Rhineland
I wouldn't
bastards.
say that it was love. I would say that most of that was due to rape, and that's not an attack on black people. Like
I don't
literally,
know about that.
the whole reason the Allies left those soldiers there, the Allies left those soldiers in the Rhineland specifically to racially attack Germans. That's why
I don't know
that's
about
also
that.
yeah.
So racially attack
German
Germans, like
chocolate cake come from? German chocolate cake. I mean, is that where? I'm just wondering. Is that where they got that from? I'm listening because now I'm thinking. Anyway,
That would be
don't mind me.
from
My
Brazil.
brain is just.
But no, they did a lot of fuck shit to Germany. Like after World War II, they ethnically cleansed a lot of Polish territory that was ethnically German. Like the Allies, the Allied forces, they forced a lot of this forced diversity into the world before they ever even allowed black people to drink from the same water fountain as them. Think about that.
They also had black soldiers in the Navy and in the Army,
and a part of the SS.
and part of the SS. Yeah, granted, I mean they didn't have positions of prestige, but they were allowed to join.
Yeah, they did.
The SS.
The SS itself is a fucking prestigious position. No,
if you were an SS soldier in the German Reich during World War II, you had pretty much all the clearance. You had all of the clearance.
They had some of those Rhineland bastards marching around with the little white kids with SS badges on them. I've seen photos of them.
Yeah, because their fathers was probably part of the SS.
God, I'm really doing this tonight. All right, so you can look this up. Statistically speaking, the most diverse army during World War II was Germany.
Yeah, because they had Ottomans, they had Japanese. Who else did they have? They had
African
nations.
Here's the thing. Here's the secret about the SS too. They allowed foreign volunteers and would set up groups based on where they were from and like let them fight together as a unit to promote cohesion. Mm-hmm. It wasn't about segregation. If you have to only print out marching orders in one language, it makes it a lot easier. That's kind of why Austria-Hungary lost the war, because they had to issue orders in 8 different fucking languages.
Yeah.
So, like, there were the SS divisions that were from Africa, made up of all black volunteers, were not treated as like cannon fodder, because that's the only time you hear people talk about it. They try to make that claim, and the Germans didn't have the manpower to do that. Like, I'm not gonna say that's the only reason they didn't do it, because they may have had racial policies, but it was not from a place of hatred like it was in the U.S. Because the U.S. has tried to weaponize race for the longest. They're still technically doing, or we're still technically doing.
Yeah, and they learned it from India's caste system.
More or less.
India's a whole nother situation. Kind of getting back on. Go ahead, finish your point, Orthodox, because I would want to make this point real quick.
More or less, it actually comes from Talmudic slavery, though. Because here's the thing: in Talmudic slavery, you can have people convert to your religion, Judaism, but if they're not of the ethnicity, they're treated as second-class citizens.
So kind of swinging back to the original point with India, if you look at people who are from South West India, where ancient Dravidians would have been, a lot of them look like black. Like not even, and I don't mean phenotypically, but skin wise, they do. Like they may have the phenotype of someone who's an Indian, like a Central Indian, like a Punjabi or Hindustani, but their skin they're dark as hell. I mean, like as dark as your hair, Roz. I'm not even joking. India is a kind of a weird country when you think about it. In South Asia.
Speaking of Asian countries, I know a gentleman from Kuwait who and it's relevant is the only reason I bring it up, who still practices, still in the practice of owning slaves, right? And he owns white slaves, he owns black slaves, he owns slaves from the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And he told us how he gets slaves from the U.S. is they sell them in prisons. People who have no family on the outside, they just sell them. They sell whites, blacks. He told me there is a racial caste system to slavery in Kuwait. So, and it's fucking wild. And I, for the longest, I didn't believe the guy. And he just went out there with his village elders and his dad and everybody. And he was like, "Yep, these are my slaves." I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute, buddy, hold on. You weren't bullshitting." And he walked us all through it. I have to find that guy because he is a wild gentleman.
Ross, do you have any more questions that you wanted to bring up, or any points you wanted to bring up regarding your topic? I mean, so we can circle back around to it, because I was trying to circle back around to it. Kind of
No, the topic was about white Tricknology and how the Caucasian race tries to deter the narrative of the black experience or black history, and how they infiltrate, as well as Coonage or Coonery, as you would say, the black man who follows, the white supremacy is what I would say, or who shows himself on a stage to garner what he thinks is, or what he or she thinks is, beneficial of white society. So that's what I was talking about. And I just wanted to know, did you think that was detrimental to the black community itself? And we all went through there.
I think that when black people dealt with even more hardship in this country, they thrived even more so. Even when they had to face Jim Crow and segregation, they were stronger for it than they are now. You may have more opportunity, yes, but you have less resolve. And you can see that in a lot of your. You can see that because you can look at a lot of your own communities and you look at them with shame. You don't look at them with pride. Whereas back then, even in your grandparents' time, hold on, Muslim, seriously. In your grandparents' time, though, right? They had less to work with, but the black dollar circulated in the community. You were married even more than white people were at that time. You coordinated more. You know, I mean, shit. What was it? The Montgomery, was it the Montgomery bus boycotts? I think. Right, they were even able to coordinate things like that. I mean, would you argue that black people had more resolve back then than they do now?
Well,
to get what they
hold on.
want?
I do want to interject here. It wasn't just resolve; they were just outright better under that because they had their own businesses, they had their own economy, they had their own parallel society within the United States. Name like black businesses struggle in even like majority black communities now because of corporate competition. And it's something that affects all communities of all races of people. I learned this as a young man from my bus driver who was a black preacher. It was like under segregation, we had more opportunity because we were able to own businesses and be amongst our own people. If I'm wrong, let me know.
I mean, do any of you guys disagree with that sentiment? I mean, if you do, I would be interested to hear it.
we already know that, upon Martin Luther King being killed, he did, say that he felt like he led his people into a burning building by, pushing this whole integration shit. And like you were saying, our money circulated longer in our communities. We actually had our own businesses. It's like we had to depend on each other because, with the whole dynamic of the whole racial segregation type shit, we had to depend on each other to get our own thing. And so when we integrated, we kind of just lost all that. It's like we were cool with whatever the white man was giving us at that point in time when we got into that immigration integration trap.
Yeah, I think it became something that was easier for him, where you always had to work hard for your place in life, and I think that the fact of when they were fighting for equality to be treated just like an equal citizen, it became more so a simulation and conformity, thinking that what the white man had was better. And once they got a piece of that, a little piece of it, I think that that was enough. So the fight was no more.
So do you think that MLK was sucked into white technology because he was the one of the loudest voices to lead the civil rights movement for desegregation?
No, I don't think that he was sucked into white technology. I think that he was fighting for equality, fighting for black people to be treated just like white citizens in America. So I don't think that he was
Mhm.
sucked into that. I don't think that he realized that the fight would be as rigorous and as hard as it was.
Are you aware of the evidence that he worked with the FBI and CIA, or the CIA, because the FBI found that out when they were wiretapping him?
I am aware of that, but that's white technology and infiltration and all of that. Every time and most times when there are black people who are fighting for their community and fighting for equal rights, they always deem them as some type of organization. And they send someone there to infiltrate, whether they're white or black. That's what they do.
I think that would be small hat trigonometry, but
It,
my my
in that regards, it wouldn't matter if it was small hat trigonometry or white people. It's still the infiltration of a structure of people who are trying to support and build their own, and they come to infiltrate it because they demonize them not worthy of, or they demonize them as criminalistic.
well, the
Thank
the
you,
CIA,
the
the
captain,
CIA, he had the backing of the CIA.
for the cash app. What did you say?
Welcome.
He had the backing of the CIA. The CIA wasn't trying to destroy him. He had the full approval of the CIA,
What do
and the
you mean?
CIA has proven to be no friend to the black race.
That's what I'm saying. The CIA is not a friend of the black race at
But
all.
but Martin Luther King had the CIA's full blessing and support
But
to
do
run his
you think at
operation.
that time that he knew that there was fuckery going on?
Oh yeah, yes. There's evidence. The FBI. The reason they never closed the trap on them is because they found out via wiretapping that he was working with the CIA.
Well, no, I'm saying, what do you
Working
think
with
at
the
that
CIA
time?
in what way? Working with the CIA
The CIA has a long history of trying to engineer certain outcomes for the U.S., and the civil rights movement was one of them.
working with the CIA to do what? So are you saying that the CIA
To bring about cultural change in Marxism. Because the thing is, Marxism is rooted in destroying traditional societies. You can't will not take hold in traditional societies where there's a rigid hierarchy, and you're going to have a certain hierarchy in a multi ethnic society. And what Martin Luther King did, and this is what I was told by African Americans, not the CIA part, but about segregation, is it destroyed the black community. It
You mean
destroyed
you
it
mean
almost
integration?
completely. Well, the end of segregation.
and then destroyed the black community in what way? What
Well,
was how
well,
is that
blacks owned more homes during segregation. They owned more businesses. The African Americans owned. I
They had a
forget
lot
the
of
exact
land, own a lot of
percentage.
land too.
Well, I forget the exact percentage of market share within society. I think it was like 25%. They were punching above their per capita, which is very rare in the U.S. until Asians started immigrating here in mass. Um, like integration has welly and truly screwed over the civil rights movement. demonized whites for using their power, and it took all the powers from blacks. It made white people not able to exercise their self determination, and it took blacks the ability to do so away. And now we're all worse off for it. Because if a white business says I only want white people, the cultural repercussions are going to be as such that it will not function, it will not survive.
Well,
And
I mean, a lot of businesses do that though, because there was a whole business in California. I forgot what it was, but this guy only wanted he was a black business owner, and he only wanted to hire people that were black. And the people in that town had a fit. But anywhere I go, I see Asian businesses, nothing but hired Asians, businesses run by Arabs. They only hire their family members and stuff. And I'm like, why is that okay? But as soon as a black person wants to do that, it's a problem.
because it was about destroying white and black political power and finance.
So I'm often hearing that integration was the demise of black empowerment and businesses and all of that. But prior to that, there was segregation, and prior to that, there were black operating businesses, but there still were black black people here, black and white people here. I'm not understanding how I'm not understanding that, because even in segregation, the infiltration was to take away from the black person, to not let them thrive, not let them thrive. So there were businesses taken away, there were fires, there were burns, there were lynchings, there were all that. I'm not understanding what you guys are saying right
I'm not saying anything. I'm gonna get off the pain.
now.
Are
Right.
you tired, Bumpkin?
I'm a little tired. I'm not gonna go to sleep yet because I gotta stay up and get back on the sleep schedule. But I'm going to retire from the panel. This was an awesome stream.
Oh, thank you.
Um, I would like who was the dude that had like a lukewarm IQ that he jumped off? Who was that?
Ignorant TV.
Ignorant.
Ignat TV. Ignat, I would love to have a debate with you anytime, buddy.
I'll moderate. You be on my
Yes,
channel too. You be on my
yes,
channel too.
yes. You get your Hotep ass up there. We'll have a formal debate.
It'll probably have to be on my Rumble channel.
I,
Actually,
I feel I feel like he's trolling because I've talked to him before. Me and him's got along because we've talked on
he's
CT
probably
stuff.
he's probably just trolling. Honestly,
You think he's just trolling?
Yeah,
I
I feel
hope
like
so.
it's always because
I hope
he's a
not,
funny
man.
guy.
Because I like bullying people like
I
that.
think he was trolling because he trolls on CT's channel a lot too.
Yeah,
a
and
lot. Yeah.
y'all have seen me and him over there joking around and having a good time. So I feel like he's just joking. He's just being a funny guy.
But all the race shit aside, I look at it like this, and I would include
See
the
a bump.
Hispanic man that believes that he is American, the free thinking white man, the free thinking black man, and the free thinking Hispanic man that believes that he is American. Got to stop the petty bullshit and get together to save this country, or we're gonna lose it. All these petty arguments is just letting the way for the minorities to come sweep in, and we're gonna start seeing shit like you're seeing in Europe right now. Arabs running around stabbing motherfuckers just randomly. I mean, we're gonna see this coming to America within the next 5 years.
No, yeah, no, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Well, the only way you're gonna stop that, really, the only way we're gonna be able to stop it is, I don't like to think this way, but my heart of hearts tells me this is gonna be the way it's gonna
Yes.
be. Hold on. You're gonna have to have like a really serious social upheaval. I'm not saying like that pie in the sky bullshit is civil war. I don't mean that. I mean you're gonna have to have like a kind of social cataclysm where there might be some blood in the streets. I'm not saying like a civil war, but there might have to be some blood in the streets to get the point across.
Jay, I
The
believe
people
this
that,
because I feel
yeah.
like the people in power are working against the American people, and we're too damn comfortable right now, so nobody's doing shit.
Hmm.
And it's gonna take American people saying, "Fuck it, I'm tired." Like these J6ers that they said was an insurrection. No, y'all ain't really seen a real insurrection yet.
No, no.
That was no damn insurrection. We talking about motherfuckers coming up with guns and dragging you motherfuckers out of office.
But if that was to happen, I want to believe that Americans, if they really wanted to, could uh, revolt and change this country the way that we need to. I just think that we're at a point now technologically, especially with the size of our government, that if that was to happen, it was to get violent, uh, they would drone us from the sky. We wouldn't have a chance.
Well,
They would drone us to hell.
the only way it would work is we'd have to get people in the military to flip sides. Because
Yeah.
I really feel like they're using all these illegal immigrants, because that's what I see that they see in the picture. Oh, we're not going to be able to get American soldiers to shoot Americans, so we're going to use these foreign people because they don't have no loyalty to Americans
Mm-hmm.
to
Oh,
shoot
wow.
Americans. So
Mm-hmm.
and
That's exactly what they're going to do. Why do you think when the National Guard does policing actions 90% of the time, it's always in another state
mm,
Mm-mm.
for them where from they're from?
Mm.
Like it's a very wild thing. Like that's what empires do. They move populations around so that they could get their soldiers to stand against what would have been their neighbor if they were from there.
yeah, and
People
we
Yeah,
don't
are
the
like
U.S. has done it.
yeah, people don't like killing their neighbors. Go figure.
and we already know that the U.S. can't be taken from outside. It has to
Mm-hmm.
be
Taken
ruled
from
from
within.
the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
If you think about it, Muslim, you brought up a good point. Actually, this is the first time you and I met. That America at any point could be infiltrated to the point. America could be infiltrated so badly that you could see Muslim, what you coined as an offensive insurgency, right? Where you could have enough bad actors who could illegally get into the country because they would be veiled by the fact that you have tens of thousands coming in every day.
Are you talking about my theory
They
with the
could,
cartels?
if you want to, man, you can go explain it. It's your theory. It's your theory,
Yeah,
actually.
so basically, most insurgencies throughout history have always been defensive in nature. And we were
Mm.
talking about what if the U.S. went to war with the cartel? Well, that would end very badly for the U.S. because they are everywhere in every small town. And if we started bombing the cartel and went to war with them, they could easily mobilize and have terrorist actions taken in small towns, big cities. It would not be hard for them at all. And it wouldn't require very much money either.
No, and
And,
I believe you on that, because they have been infiltrating this country for probably about 10 years now, and now you're getting the worst of them. These MS-13 motherfuckers,
Mhm.
these Trinitinos. What do they call them? How do you pronounce that, Jay? The
Which
Trinitinos.
man?
They're big in like New York on the East Coast. The people from Dominican Republic that've been illegally coming in, they formed a gang called the Triniteros, the Trinitinos. I'm
Hold
probably
on, let
not.
me see.
They're
Oh,
the ones that
it's
drag that little 15.
Trinitarios.
Yeah, and then you got it's another one that
Trinitarios. Mm-hmm.
what's it,
Okay.
Matasutre?
No, you
Or
already said MS-13. That's Mara
Yep.
Salvatrucha. That's what MS-13 stands for.
yeah, no, not them, not them. It's another one that's I think they beef with what's it, 18th Street or something like that. That beef with MS-13. Well, you got all these, and they're probably worse than the cartels. Just,
Oh, no.
yeah, MS-13 is definitely worse than the cartels.
You got to figure, man, the cartel is no different than any other terrorist organization. The only difference is they have unlimited funding, and we give it to
Yeah,
them. We are the direct cause of their funding.
yeah, because America needs their drugs.
Exactly. So,
But I believe Pandora's box has already been opened, and it's too late to close it.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining the panel. It is creeping up on 3:00 here, my time.
Woo.
yep, my time too.
So I will definitely have to bring it to an end. Do you guys have any last words that you would like to leave the panel with?
No, thanks a lot for having us, Roz Girl. Appreciate it. Great stream.
Much.
See you later.
it's been fun. Thanks.
Thank
Yes,
you,
thank
Martha
you,
Johnson.
Ross.
Thank you,
Take
Joe.
care.
Thank you, Speak Easy. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for all the chat shots tonight. I think I got a chat shot from DiCapriano. Thank you very much. Lionel, don't torture yourself in making whatever choice you need to make. You guys are always so loving and peaceful and uplifting. I think the panel was very interesting tonight. I really thank you guys for joining me tonight. Thank you, Jay Rillo, for joining and sending people your way this way. Thank you for your insight. Thank you, Mr. Speak on it. Thank you here for the tea. DS, thank you so much. Orthodox Guy, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you guys. It is late tonight, and we're making it to the next day. In the chat, we still have. We have Mimichi. Thank you, Mimichi, for coming by. I saw Baloo J here tonight. I definitely seen Larry Beach active in the chat. I really appreciate you for being here and being active. Mo Love, of course, I love you always. Yeah, it was a pretty interesting show. It's been a while since I've been back on here. So thank you guys so much. In regards to Coonage, the act of Coonage, as I would say, and white Tricknology, always know who you are. Who you are. Don't let people, is it know who you am? Know who you are. Don't let people tell you your story. Know your story, know your history. Um, Coonery, it's just unacceptable. And we can't keep supporting the foolery. If you're black, promote your greatness and your blackness, and don't frolic in the madness of what the people say they are, because you know that there's more to how these people try to describe our culture, our race. In regards to the discussion tonight and the things that were said, I hope no one was offended. It was definitely a discussion that was all for understanding and reasoning. So I appreciate everybody's input. I am of the One Love community, so I love each and every one of y'all. And I pray that God protects and takes care of each and every one of y'all. Thank you so much for joining. I am trying to do a show Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow night. Um, and I will figure out in the meantime what I'm going to talk about. So thank you guys so much, and love you very much. Good night.